Hi, everyone. Honored Ones Podcast, episode 59. We're doing this.
Yeah, yep.
Man, my
Yeah,
intros
what's
just
up, guys?
keep getting
Yeah,
smoother, bro.
yeah, no, bro. No, you would honestly never have thought that you've been doing this for 59 episodes the way you entered that, bro. Like real smooth, real elite, you know?
Yep.
Um,
I mean,
yeah.
already off rip, we'd like to extend an apology for Gege. We tried to talk him out of it, but unfortunately, he is on a break next week.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. But it's okay, guys. Obviously, he's cooking.
mm,
He's cooking something. Don't know if it'll be good, but he's cooking something.
he's
Um,
he's definitely in that kitchen.
Yeah, bro. First time I've been live in a while. Well, we're happy to have you. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday. But yeah, I think we know my hero to talk about this week. But hold on. I need to see if I didn't do my due diligence or not. Give me a second. I need to see something. I know I read Black Clover in chat. Listen, for every
Oh shit! I didn't
for
read
all
Blue
two of you-
Lock.
No, Blue Lock didn't come out with anything. That's why as soon as I said that, I checked. As soon as I said my hero wasn't here, I checked. Blue Lock hasn't put out anything yet.
Oh, thank God, bro.
Yeah. Anyways, so this is honestly just really good. So no Blue Lock chapter, but a actually rare good Black Clover chapter. Obviously, good JJK chapter, and then we have the book club, which I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say that they are, just excited to see us talk about.
Yeah,
So.
chief among them is me. Also, Funky Monk, thank you for the
Yeah.
two. Ooh, how y'all doing? I'm doing great for a couple of reasons. Well, manga breaks aside. I do want to voice my disappointment with Blue Lock for going on break this week, if that's what they're doing.
It's not on break. It's a translation. The leaks are the leaks are already out.
Oh, thank God.
They just haven't been translated.
It's for a very petty reason. I really, I don't know how to describe why I find this funny, so I'll just tell you the thing. And if you guys find it funny, ball. If you don't, well, that's on you.
Okay.
So I find it really amusing that on paper, Blue Lock is only 4 chapters behind JJK. And with every break Gege takes, that number shrinks. And it's very funny to me conceptually where each story is respectively with this with a similar chapter number, right? Something about 220 like chapter 220 of Blue Lock being like just another part of a soccer match in like compared to JJK's 220 which was what, the end of the Orozu fight.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair though, anybody looks inferior when you compare him to like Blue Lock, bro. So like, don't even gotta hold it against them. Like, bro, like, come on, we're holding him to an unfair standard. We don't compare every piece of art to the Mona Lisa. Like, come on, let's be fair to Gege. Let's let him cook a little bit, all right? But no, yeah. So I think we can just jump right into it with the Black Clover chapter first.
Yep.
Because I don't have too much to say about it besides like
Surprisingly
I
good.
genuinely no meme really liked it, and guess who was the focusing entity in this chapter? Fucking
Asta,
Yuno.
bro. Yeah,
Yuno. Yes, sir. My goat. What did he have? Another new magic? Cook. Bro said, what is this? Listen. Now, if you guys are new, right? And if you haven't heard the Yuno praise from me before, right? There are 3 characters in Black Clover that I can find myself enjoying very regularly. It's Asta, Yami, and Yuno. And a chapter being focused on how goated Yuno is in this timeline, I had to like the chapter, bro. I had to like the chapter. I simply had no other option. Like, bro, this chapter was just good. This is, and clearly, it's obviously because of Yuno, and a little bit. I'll give a little bit up to Asta. Yeah, sure, whatever. You changed the future, blah blah blah. But guess what? Yuno's the one out here boxing the main antagonist and making him look scared, bro.
Dude, honestly, doing what he's doing against the guy with like god powers,
yeah,
is just so crazy. Holding, dude, that windshield, I was like, huh? What? Let's go, dude.
Yes, sir, bro. And then he had Lucius looking scared with that slice. Obviously, he's not dead. Obviously, he's gonna like Lucius probably gonna bring out some new ability.
That
or
was
whatever.
a hard
Cool.
double spread to end on, man.
It was, bro. Bro looked terrified. He said, "Oh my god, Asta made this guy different," and then he sliced him. He damn near sliced him in twain, bro. Shit was crazy. Like it was just mainly a fighting chapter, and it was just Lucius kind of explaining, like, yeah, no, bro, there wasn't a timeline where you were this strong, actually, and even in your strongest timeline, it took you several years to get to this point. Just being friends with Asta made you overcome that easily. So I kind of like, I kind of do like the fact that even though you could argue that Asta isn't as strong as Yuno is yet, a lot of Yuno's strength can be attributed to the impact that Asta has had on his life. So I do think that's kind of like if I take it a little bit, I try to narratively understand the story a little bit more than just raw, slice bad guy. You know what I mean? I do think it's a little bit of a not consolation for Asta and his fans, but more so like a recognition of his importance in the story still, even though Yuno is the one kind of like stealing the show in his current fight. So I do like that.
Yeah, and it's also this is low key the first time we've seen Asta like in Clover Kingdom. When they're just thinking about him, because I think it clicked with me before just a couple minutes ago. Asta hasn't been back in the Clover Kingdom for what, 8-10 months in real time.
Yeah.
And
or in inverse time, yeah.
Yeah.
Or I mean, maybe in both.
Like, he's been there for a while, yeah. And it's really, really funny to think that they're just sort of remembering him in this sequence, in this chapter, as like a fallen friend. Almost. Yeah. It's like, yeah, Asta gave his life for you guys to get this strong, and it's like, no, he's still alive.
No, he's coming back. He's coming back, and you're gonna be pissed when he does come back too.
It's like, yeah, listen, bro, I powered up so hard when I was like avenging you. What the fuck?
Yeah. Chad is saying like I'm gonna be devastated when Yuno loses, and like I'm aware Yuno's gonna temporarily lose, but like Chad, if y'all think that Yuno and Asta are not going to get up and dually beat Lucius just as they have in every single other major arc of the story, I'm sorry to say, but you have some head trauma, bro. Like, listen, Yuno's gonna get hit. He's gonna, Tabata's gonna pretend like Yuno isn't God's favorite child, right? For a little bit. He's gonna try to trick you guys. But when Asta shows up, Yuno's gonna be like, oh, nah, bro, I can't let you get ahead of me. I can't let you be the Wizard King, blah, blah, blah. He's gonna get the fuck up. He's gonna develop a new magic, and then he's going to beat the shit out of Lucius with his friend, bro. That's all it is. Like, I got the script, bro. We know how it goes. We've seen this story before.
But low-key, I want the final arc to just be like Asta and Yuno settling this Wizard King thing once and for all, because
it's like, all right, bro, just scrap. Let's just scrap. Yeah, come on now. Like,
it's like, all right, Lieb, he's my friend, so let's not kill him. But like, let's get like right just shy of that, right? Let's there's only got to be one Wizard King. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, which is my favorite Asta or Yuno? I like Yuno more than any other character in Black Clover. Then Yami's second, and then Asta's third. And before anybody asks, like, bro, why do you like Yuno? He's so boring. I'm gonna put this very, very simply, bro.
God.
I don't care. Like, it does, your opinions, your input. Oh, he doesn't have any character development, and oh my god, he's just a Gary Stu, and oh my god, bro, he just an Aspel after Aspel, and like, bro, you're mad that your goat isn't like my goat. That's all it is. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I'm sorry, your favorite character is Noelle, and she got no swag, bro. Like, right. What you want me to do about that?
It's so,
nah, bro, you know better. Bro, you know better.
It's so cool what Tabata's done with Yuno. / really funny because it's sort of like, you look at what he does with his, I know, like brace yourself for what I'm gonna say, right? Just for shorthand, right?
Okay.
It's crazy to see that Tabata's done like this amount for his Sasuke, but like,
hey,
look,
listen, bro. Listen.
Well, like, you look at JJK and it's like,
Yuno.
And it's like, man,
I fuck with Yuno. No, you're stepping.
Hold on.
I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna before you say what you say. I just want to say this, right? You are on ice thinner than the attack that Uro makes when she punches Yuta. All right. Going for Sasuke and Megumi will get you put in a chokehold expeditiously, bro. I have, we'll just say, workers that are outside with snipers. So just tread carefully. Go ahead.
Okay. All I was gonna say is that it's very funny how each respective manga treats what is arguably their favorite character, because I'm convinced Gege's favorite characters are Yuji and Megumi, because they both like got screwed over in very major ways. Dead sister, dead friends, possessed by Sukuna. God, Gege's like, man, I love these guys. Can't I gotta kill their loved one. Like it's just how he expresses affection, right? And how he expresses hatred. I don't know, just make them the fucking best character in the series. My humble opinion, right? But with Tabata, it's a lot more straightforward, right? Less sadomasochistic. He's like, man, Yuno's kind of fun to draw. I'm gonna make him even stronger, and he just does it.
What else reason do you need to make a character that guy? Like I'm gonna be so honest with you, bro. He looks cool. He has cool powers. Make him strong. Like what? Like, oh my god, the narrative. This blah 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 blah. Listen, bro. I'll care about that in a different story. For me, what Black Clover can provide for me, bro, in terms of enjoyment, hype bullshit. That's all. Like literally, I don't ask for more from Black Clover. I want to think something is cool, look nice, and be badass, bro. And guess what? Lucius being like, oh my god, you're stronger than any future I've ever seen in my life, as he's getting slashed, bro. That's what I needed. That's what I needed, bro.
Also, thank you. Thank you for the 2. He literally said he built different. Appreciate you.
He did. Did you see Funky Monk's first $2 donut, by the way?
Yeah.
I don't know if you.
Yo, how y'all doing? Yeah, I think we were.
Okay, just make sure.
Yeah, anyway, M3D, thank you for the 2. Hakari, greater than whoever BR is talking about. Spit, bro. M3D.
Hakari is a bottom tier character, not just in JJK, but in fiction,
okay, you know,
bro.
It's time to confront you about this. What did Hakari do to you? Like what's going on, bro? You want to talk about it?
I'll put it very simply. He did nothing good.
That fight with Kashima,
That's
you were
it.
like, huh?
No, bro, guess what? I wasn't sleeping. You want to know why? Because Hajime fucking Kashima was in the fight, bro. Hakari was getting carried in terms of entertainment, bro. Who do you think I was rooting for? Kashimo.
You're a demon, dude.
Bro, you were there when I was rooting for Kashimo. I literally, there are clips where you could find me saying, bro, Kashimo has a 50% chance of winning, but in my heart and soul, I want him to win 100%. I want Hakari to be struck with a lightning bolt in the dome and blow up, bro.
Insane.
Kashimo, like, bro asked who I was rooting for in a Kashimo versus anyone battle, bro. There are 2 people that I would root for over Kashimo if they were fighting. That's Megumi and that's Miwa. Everybody else can die for all I care, bro. Kashimo versus Gojo, I want Kashimo to win. Kashimo versus Sukuna, I want Kashimo to win. Kashimo versus Yuji, I want Kashimo to win, bro. What do you want me to do about that? Like,
insane.
Of course I'm gonna, like, what you want, bro? What you want, bro? That gambling addict? Listen, bro. When he runs out of luck and he's on the side of the street asking for your spare change, I want you better kick that money to him, bro. You doing all the dick right. You better kick that money to him when he's out of luck, bro. That's all I'm saying. Don't switch up. My Hakari hates forever. Make sure your Hakari support is too. That's all I'm saying, bro. Anyways, good Black Clover chapter. I'd probably give it like a 7.5 out of 10. It was pretty good.
Yep, I think I'd agree. Oh, I thought you had more. Okay.
No, that was it. Like, I literally don't have much to say outside of, Goat, good Black Clover chapter, Tabata, more of this. Give me just another chapter of him beating his ass, please. Thanks. That's it. Yeah. Let's see. I will just do this for the culture, right? I know I'm a bum, simply put, right? I'm going to give me 60 seconds to talk about Sakamoto Days real quick, bro.
Fine.
This chapter was fucking peak. This was so good. This was just a good Sakamoto just pulling up and saying, listen, bro, I gotta body your ass. I got a friend to mourn. Gojo? Hello? I'm sorry? You're strong? But listen.
I saw your tweet.
Listen, bro. Listen. I'm gonna be honest. Gojo wish he could have done that to Kenjaku. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, this I mean, like average Sakamoto Days peak, right? Sakamoto pulls up, bodies him, boom, 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 moves on with his day.
Wonder
right?
how he survived.
Huh?
Nothing. What?
What'd you say to me?
I said I wonder how he survived, like Sakamoto's beating.
Probably because he didn't shoot him in his dome. He was too nice to him. And someone probably went and picked him up. I'm gonna be real. If I had to guess, the wounds looked, well, they didn't look superficial. That was a lot of blood, but, they weren't immediately fatal if he could, look up at the sky as he fades out of existence. Skinny boy, thank you for the 2, by the way. Appreciate it. Kreams is actually still uncultured and
Damn,
hasn't read Peak.
Did you retract
How
do you do that?
No. The super chat message, not good enough. I have to retract it. Average Peak, oh god, it kills me. Listen, all I'm saying is Sakamoto days, on average, is peak. Like, hello? Come on now. Keep up. Listen for it. Never mind. Not too much slander today. Because Gege cooked a feast, bro.
He did.
But before that,
yeah.
Do you want to talk about
speaking of cooking,
our respective series?
Yeah. So it's a very special episode of Honor One's Book Club for a couple reasons. One, I decided I might be going a little too fast, right? It was kind of unfair to BR because, reading is a lot quicker than watching. So I decided to take this week off to kind of let him catch up a little bit so we can sort of end on the same episode, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So in addition to that, BR, really exceeded all my expectations, right? I was expecting him to come in at like season 3, episode 7, episode 8, which, isn't bad, but, it would have been okay. This man really, he blew me away. Do you want to tell him how much progress he made this week, man? I'm really proud of you.
Appreciate it. I'm on season 4, episode 2, or I guess episode 3 now because I finished episode 2.
Let's go.
But
that's damn near an entire season's worth of watching.
Yes.
So
not damn near, just actually just a season.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
and in my time, I've come to the conclusion.
Yep.
I hate this show. I hate this show so bad, bro. This show fucking sucks, man, and so does every character in it. Okay.
Please elaborate.
Damn. I mean, listen, bro. I wanna make clear when I say these characters suck or they're horrible or they're this blah blah blah. I'm talking about their likability and their personalities. Now, I'll give some caveats as to characters that have kind of grown on me and kind of not grown on me and all this other bullshit. But as a whole, Breaking Bad has really become a show that I'm like, wow, this isn't like before it was stressful. Season 1 and season 2 were stressful, right? Mm-hmm. I know what stress feels like when watching some shit, right? Mm-hmm. This was painful. This was torturous to get through, bro. And it's not in like oh my god, the show is so boring or it's so slow, but it's like every character simply just makes the worst, most immoral, stupidest, dumbest decisions you've ever seen in a fucking show. And it's like, you can argue it's realistic, you do all this, right? And it probably is, to be fair. But god, does it make for some tough television, bro. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, bro. Walt just, I mean, chat, you heard me talk about him last week. You heard me say that I hate this guy. And that is only, like, that hate in my heart has only increased, bro. It's like, so it's kind of it's a weird feeling, right? Because Walt is, to me, at his best, not just as a character, but as, like, a likable, I guess, or, like, at least a not hateable human being. Ironically enough, when he is out doing the most, like, morally reprehensible shit. Like, when Walt is cooking, or when he's double, triple crossing somebody, or when he's fucking, like, going out and not living, like, his subdued lifestyle, that is when Walt is at his most personally bearable, bro. That's when he's at his most personally bearable. Like, when he's trying to be all badass, or he's like, I'm, like, bro ran over 2 people and shot one in the dome. I'm like, see, bro, good hook. Yep. Like, don't go back home, bro, because when you go back home, you're let me reel it in. So, when you go back home, you're a punk, bro. You're lame. You're a loser. Yep. Everything about this guy in a domestic environment is so fucking tough to get through, bro. It just everything about it. I think we last left off with IFT, right?
Yeah. So
the direct continuation of that, Walt's reaction to, like, getting cheated on, right? Well, you're angry or whatever. Dude, you're so embarrassing. Because, like, me personally, I would have shattered the glass with my fist, and then we would have had a conversation, bro. Like, I'm going to just be real. Either don't get mad or finish the job, because that glass is not... I promise you, I couldn't pick up a pot, drop it on the ground, and then get dragged out by security without putting my hands on Ted, bro. It could not happen. I simply would not allow it. One of us would have to be walking out, or not even... No. One of us would not be able to walk out of that building, bro. It just, like, either don't get angry, just, you know what? Hold that, bro. Hold that. Shit happens. You put this guy in a wheelchair. What are we doing? Anyways, that was just so embarrassing, bro. I just cringed so hard. The thing is, it's yeah. Go ahead.
So, two things. One, skinny boyk. Thank you for the 5. Yeah, I didn't mean to send it without a message. Excited for today's episode. Gege cooked. Yes, he did, and don't worry about it, man. I appreciate you. Okay, so there's layers to this, right? Because you did, like you just said, an entire season, basically. So I want to make sure I ask about every as many details as I can.
Okay.
Because, bro, I told chat, it's my favorite season, right? Season 3.
Yeah.
And I've been waiting for you to get to some stuff. So in no particular order, right? This back and forth with Skyler and White, right? Because you were already talking about it, but like in the post IFT dynamic, how do you feel about that? Where that's headed? Who are you rooting for? How do you feel about, I don't know, each respective character's side, so to speak?
Okay, so dude, there's so much fucking shit. Okay. First, Walt trying to clap back by getting with like the principal.
Ooh.
God, bro.
And then getting fired. Like, oh my god.
And then getting fired. Crazy. Hilarious. Crazy. Absolutely. Whoa, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, oh, crazy. Fired. Insane, right? So just that's
insane.
Walt
that he
makes
did
it
or that he failed. Just to be clear.
Both. One is okay. So the thing is like I'm not here to be like, oh my, like the moral, like the boss, fucking worker dynamic. I don't really give a fuck about that. What makes it weird to me is like she wasn't feeling his vibe, so you were just being really weird about it, right? Now, if you're just being really weird about it, it would be a bad thing. But bro's fucking killed people, right? That wouldn't be the worst thing he's ever done in his life, okay? But it's he didn't do it too, bro, and that just makes it so embarrassing. Like, bro, you have no swag. Like, you're a loser. And like, she was just being nice to you because you were a good worker and had cancer and like all of this bullshit, bro. You read that as, nah, she want me. You're crazy, bro. Insane.
I'm picking up a vibe here.
Ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. Unbelievably audacious
I'm
while
sensing...
being at the pits of patheticism or whatever the word.
I'm sensing some chemistry between us.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. So Walt, I will say this: Walt makes it really, 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 really hard to root for him.
What are you rooting for? Like, what's the reward? It makes
it. I'll put it like this: it makes it really hard to sympathize with him, right?
Okay.
So like Skyler's actions, I condemn them, right? I condemn them. However, when Walt's doing the shit that he does, I'm like, I mean, I condemn them, but like only a little bit, bro. like it's like an action that I would normally be like, yeah, nah, I'ma just, I don't fuck with you like that. There's an action that has now been recontextualized to being like, listen, that's kind of an L, but I get it, bro. This guy, he's a loser. He's a bum. It's like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not even like rooting for him at this point, but it's like it feels hard to hate Skyler for the way she treats Walt when Walt is like not just immoral, but like immoral and lame. Like it's just a combo. Like, bro, if you're gonna be lame, you gotta be a good person, and if you're gonna be immoral, you gotta be a badass because you gotta pick a struggle, man.
Doing the
seriously,
worst of both worlds is a crazy fucking
exactly,
choice.
Bro. Exactly, bro. Absolutely insane. Skyler's relationship with Ted, or whatever you want to call that, really weird. It's kind of been put at the on the back burner. I don't know if it's gonna be re-brought up. Don't tell me, obviously, but it's kind of been put on the back burner. Like she was just like, "Hey, listen, bro. We got to talk about Hank." But after Hank got shot, right? Like, listen, bro, I ain't really fucking with you like that. Get to stepping. Get out of my home. Leave. Peace. And they haven't really talked since, so I'm assuming that she was just kind of using that to, well, not assuming, she said she wanted to do that to try to get Walter to divorce. Obviously didn't work. And I'm assuming there was just probably some solace and all of that, blah, 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 blah. And up to that point, like, I'm not really fucking with Skyler all that much. Like, I don't particularly care for her. I don't have this vitriolic hate for her, but she's just a character I dislike. And then I think it was when she started doing shit to help Walt, where I was like, so GOAT. Like, so cool. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna lie to you. It did rub me the wrong way when she was like, she was willing to help Ted with his like illegal activities. Granted, the illegality and the immorality of it are on two completely different levels, right?
That is true.
But like, you know, spick and span, you know, oh, we have to abide by the law. Skyler being like, listen, I can't sign off on these as is, right?
I have
now,
a plea to make to you in this.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so it's not just about like the actual level of the crime, right? But you also have to take a look at it from how it can directly affect Skyler and their family, right? With Ted, it's like, sure, they get caught, Skyler might go to jail or something, right? But our kids are going to be fine, more or less. They have Hank, they have Marie, they have Walt even, assuming he doesn't, you know, he's not involved in this thing, right? He never gets caught. However, Walt's level of pushback isn't just the feds, right? It's anybody else who he pisses off that is a career criminal, right?
And I agree. That's why I made that caveat. Like, the severity of it, to me, encompasses all that, right?
Right, okay.
But still, even with that context, it rubbed me the wrong way. It was like...
For what it's worth.
Because if you...
Right. Because, like,
sure,
they were waiting for him in the shower. You know what I mean?
Like, no, like, 100%. Like, the thing is, and I've made this caveat over and over and over, Skyler's concerns are almost never unjustified, bro. Like, they're always reasonable. Hey, don't disappear for multiple days at a time. Hey, tell me the fucking truth. Hey, don't have two phones for random... Like, all of the shit makes sense and it's fair, right? I don't mean it still doesn't annoy me sometimes, but it is what it is, right? But it was sort of like... It was once she started being a criminal, but for Walt, and I was like, you know what, Skyler? I like you. I think I can forgive you for some of your past transgressions, if you will. Because, I'm going to be real with you, she's better at some of this criminal shit than Walt is, bro. Like, just straight up. Like, I think it just, the bookkeeping and counting bullshit, like being able to money launder, I'm like, all right, Skyler. You know, Walt Incorporated will definitely make uses of your talents, and it's like they're not. I guess it's them not being at odds makes Skyler significantly more likable. I don't know if I could say the same for Walt. Walt's still kind of a loser in some regards, but it is what it is, right? So I don't know if I had a side. Both of them kind of get on my nerves in that very specific dynamic for different reasons. But I will say overall, since my binge, my opinion has gone specifically from Skyler from vitriolic hate to I actually kind of respect the grind. I kind of respect the hustle. Cause she the way she like negotiates fucking car wash owner down, kind of sick, bro. Like kind of like I'm like real grimy, real dirty, but resourceful. Resourceful. That's the way I'll put it. That's the way I'll spin it positively. Resourceful.
Okay.
Anyways, I do like Skyler's. I think her. My opinion of her is more positive than it is negative now. She's not my favorite character by any means, but I don't dislike her at all.
That's good. This is an improvement. This is good. We love to see it. Okay, so next up is Jesse's arc, which is a little more significant.
Jesus, bro. So, Jesse, I don't know what to think about Jesse. He just keeps fixing his life, fucking it up, fixing his life, fucking it up. And I'm like, bro, you can't do this to me anymore. You can't do this to me anymore, bro. So this is
there's layers to Jesse's story this season.
Yes.
Do you want to start with the obvious thing, or do you want to start with maybe a little bit more subtlety?
Is the obvious thing Jane's death? Is that?
The obvious thing is, you know, what Jesse did with.
Oh, killing him.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason Gus is so pissed, you know.
Sure. I mean, that's fine, but if you. For the context, that's only been the case for 2 episodes for me. So I don't know. So far, where I'm at, he's just letting random. He's part you kind of see it as like he's really spiraling.
Okay, so
just as bad, if not worse, than like post Jane's death.
We'll say part 1 is post Jane's death up until he starts selling to the support group.
Oh my god, bro! I'm pretty sure you saw me tweet about that, bro.
I did, which is why I brought it up.
But because I was literally like, bro, you're doing good. You're on the right path. And he's like, I found a new market. And as soon as he said that, before it even cut to like the support groups, right? I was like, Jesse, don't. Like that's when I tweeted that out. That's when I tweeted it out. I was like, Jesse, don't. If you sell to them, you'll be the scum of the earth. I was like, bro, because that shit was crazy. And I was like, I don't know, man. That shit really
Getting Skinny Pete and Badger out of retirement for this was
that soured my opinion of Jesse heavy for a bit, bro. I was like, God damn it. Now,
his follow-up act.
Him immediately being like, oh, bro, you got a kid? I can't sell to you. What the fuck? What are you talking about? Like, I can't do that shit. Okay. Like, I even tweeted this out. I'm like, Jesse's standing on one of the few morals he has. I can respect it. Like, bro can't really enforce it all that much because he's Jesse, but I can respect you not bending the knee on that. I think where he kind of like won me back over is when Gus was like, hey, bro, make nice with these guys, right?
Yep.
Jesse's like, no, they use kids. It's not happening. I was like, listen, bro, you might about to get your throat cut, but listen, I'll say this. I respected you.
Yeah, you're going to die a hero, bro.
Because listen, bro, you're gonna die standing up on your moral. And like I can respect that.
Couldn't be me though, but you know, all credit to you.
I simply don't know if I'd have the fortitude of mentality to hold strong to that. But I will say, bro, I fuck with it, bro.
Yeah.
Like I like standing on one of the morals you have, respectable. And even I would say made Gus fold. I don't really know how I would describe, but like he I guess he forced a compromise that wouldn't have necessarily been reached otherwise. Now that did directly go into Tomas's death, but
let's pump the
that was
brakes
unforeseeable.
Because there's a little bridge between these two parts, right? And that is this part I've been anticipating the most. What do you think of Gus? Last episode, you know, you had just sort of like gotten to know him or about to meet him. So where do we stand on Gus?
Gus is really cool. Gus. I don't know what to make of Gus though. Like aside from me liking him as an antagonist, bro's just like, I don't. What's the word? Like he's just intimidating, bro.
He's a force of nature.
He's just a very, very in control presence. There doesn't really feel like there's a moment where, it doesn't feel like there's a moment where Gus has really lost control of things, right? Maybe you've done something that he didn't want you to do, right?
Right.
But a repercussion's coming. Like you'll be put back in line soon. And that kind of happens at every juncture. And there's something Walt said where he's like, when they were trying to discuss like, okay, they have to kill Gale, right? And Jesse's like, why don't we just kill Gus? And he's like, listen, if it's me and you against Gus, I'm sorry, but we lose that every time. And I'm like, yeah. There's something scarier about that, like completely in control. Like, oh no, I'm angry, but I'm thinking about every single step of this plan. It's scarier, or at least scary in a different way than Tuco's like flying off the handle, blah blah blah, right? It feels like uncontrollable because you can't just mentally manipulate him, right? And it's like, Jesus, yeah, Gus is a good antagonist. Very very nerve wracking, yeah, for sure.
I imagine, and this kind of brings me sort of fast forwarding a little bit because this to Box Cutter. Which is the episode I really wanted you to watch, season 4, episode 1. So you can really see Gus in action because he's always been hands off in season 3, and so I think season 4 is the first time you personally saw him get his hands dirty. I'm curious what your reaction to that whole sequence was, really to the whole, and I guess this sort of extends broadly to the Gale storyline, or do you want to start with Jesse and Walt plotting to Walt throwing Jesse under the bus to the quote-unquote compromise and then everything that happens sequentially, or do you want to just like go like in whatever order? We can
just jump around.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever order is fine.
So yeah, which one do you want to start with?
I guess we can just jump into like the planning, because like the planning process didn't take up that much of the episode, like time, I guess, or whatever is the way I'd put it. It's kind of just like, listen, Jesse, you give me the address, I'll kill him. I got it, right? He's cool with it. Jesse's like, I'm not a murderer, right? I can't do this shit. Cool, whatever. Walt walks out his house, Mike gets him, get in the car, and then the shit starts to like ramp up, right? Because like they're like, yeah, bro, there's a gas leak. Yep. Everybody knew that was bullshit. There's a gas leak, man. And Walt's like, please, because he knows what's up to. He's like, please don't do this. He knows if he steps in that room, he will never step out alive. He's like, bro, don't do this, don't do this. And he starts pleading and shit. And I'm like, oh no. This is like, to me, it felt like Walt. It felt like Light at the end of Death Note, where he just starts losing his shit, bro. Where he just starts panicking and he's like, I can't, like, Ryuk, write their names in the death. Like, it felt like that, right?
Right.
That, like, when you see this mastermind sort of lose it all, and all of their confidence and shit just goes out the window. And then he's like, I'll give you Jesse Pinkman. And my heart just sunk, bro. I'm like, you can't do him like this. This is absurdly nasty business, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. And then he calls him, and I'm like, bro, if you tell him to come here, bro, I can't fuck with you ever again. And then he was like, you have to do it. You have to kill him. I was like, okay, so Walt has not lost his mind, and he has not completely sold out Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
I fuck with it. And then the Jesse having to go up and kill him, I was like,
you don't have to do this. Oh, I still get
Yep. You don't have to do this. And now, this is maybe a little bit more of a morbid, or like a little bit more of a manipulative interpretation. I don't necessarily even believe that this was the case. It was just kind of how I saw it in the moment. Gale, to me, initially looked at Jesse as like a cold-hearted, like, robber or whatever, like he's just breaking into the ring, whatever. But as soon as he saw his hand shake, to me, it looked like Gale intentionally went for a different style of, like, pleading. Like, he wanted to, like, the shaking hands, the crying, all of that shit. It made me think, and maybe this is a little bit too much of a dark interpretation on someone as, generally speaking, like, regular and wholesome as Gale. But it really gave me the vibe as, like, he was trying to play on Jesse's, like, I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, lack of conviction or whatever.
Yeah. Because, okay, my thing with Jesse is that at his heart, he's a good guy. You know, as good a guy as you can be in this situation, but it's like Gale was making a plea to his empathy.
Yeah.
But I think what Gale didn't realize was that Jesse did have to do it, right? Because like, it was,
if he didn't, he would die.
Yeah, it was a literal act of survival for Jesse to do that. And I don't think Jesse had it in him to explain all the nuances of that.
Yeah.
But
for a second, I was convinced Jesse was gonna do some dumb shit and tell him to, like, run and never come back. I was really scared he was gonna do that.
Like, okay, it's crazy to say, right? But whenever I kind of rewatch the show, I'm always like, oh yeah, no, Gale needed to die. like he was the only character that I could say, like, with the story being
given
what it
the
was,
circumstance, given the context,
like, that was the only way for them to stay alive, right? Because had Gale been alive or stayed alive, Jesse, Walt, their families, all of them, dude, like, just gone. Yeah. So I'm curious what you thought of the Gale thing. Jesse killed someone.
What about him? Oh, yeah.
Like, what he meant to the story, you know, Walt's quote-unquote replacement.
Gale was a kind of a nice guy, a nice breath of fresh air, in terms of, like, personality, like, very pleasant, very whatever. And that's when I knew he had to die. Very pleasant, very regular guy, love of the game. I was like, it's real unfortunate. It's real unfortunate that you are the way you are, bro. Because
you gotta go, you know?
Because you got, like, it's not even that, because I didn't know he was going to be killed in that fashion, but it was more like, you can't survive.
Like, you just can't.
You're just, like, listen, I don't even think Jesse can survive on his own. He just has someone in his corner that happens to be more ruthless and more intelligent than he is, right? And you are like, if you just took Jesse and made him, like, a nerd and sort of just nicer, bro. And it's like, yeah, you're done. It's over. It's over for you. And when Jesse pulled the trigger, I was like, hey, bro, it had to be done. It had to be done.
So
it just
remind me, Hank. Is that this season? What did Hank do this season, as far as you know?
Oh, Hank, Jesus. So Hank had those two people came after him.
Okay,
Hank killed them,
you are up to
but
that.
He got shot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So crazy sequence.
Crazy sequence. That call when he's not the the call was like, you got a minute. Two people are coming to kill you right now. And I was like, Hank, take this shit with the. What are you sitting in your car for? Run back into the place with a bunch of fucking guys with guns and have them take care of this guy. because I'm like, I get it, right? You think it's a joke, you think it's a prank, you think it's whatever. Cool, fine, right? It probably is. Like statistically speaking, it probably is a joke,
Right.
right?
But you're also a DEA
But
agent, so
but you're a DEA agent, and you don't have a gun on you, and if it isn't a joke, what happened to you could have been worse, right? Like, it was tough, right? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I was liking like I find Hank's like kind of PTSD and killing Tuco and going to El Paso. Like I find that pretty compelling. He's a very, I guess, like unpleasant guy to be around, I think, in real life if you don't speak his language sort of thing.
Well, he's also, it's not just he's like a cop basically. It's also like that he's
just an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
the main thing with Hank and I was gonna fuck up. Okay, my bad. I was just gonna give an interpretation of Hank that's just like I don't want to give yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
The thing is, with Hank's kind of storyline this season, it comes in waves, right? Because the first half is when he beats the shit out of Jesse at his house.
Yeah.
Which, I was like, oh shit, he got up to season 3, episode 7, right? First of all, I love that episode, right? The thing with Walt and Jesse and the guy at the junkyard getting Hank away from the RV. Love that. Just fucking.
Oh, yeah. Bro, that was a crazy scene.
Yep.
That was a crazy scene. The way he like goes in, he's vision's blurring. He's like tearing the hospital up.
Yep.
And then he just and then she just calls him.
Yeah. So
I'm like, hey, yo.
So what'd you think of the episode, man? Especially the ending with what he did to Jesse.
I mean,
and Jesse gave a crazy ass monologue in the next episode.
He did, bro. Oh my god, that shit was insane. Like, oh, bro, like I can't recite it all. I do not know that shit that fucking well. But bro, the shit he was saying. Oh my god. Oh, bro, so crazy, so insane, like so ridiculous. And bro's like, he's gonna do it until he he was just like describing him taking himself out, bro.
Yep. And
I was like,
ooh.
And he's just to get me out of his head, huh? I'm sorry.
Dude,
what?
I love that speech because there's layers to it, right? One, it was like the catalyst for Walt and Jesse to have like their dishing out, and for Jesse to get like his job back in air quotes at the lab after Walt kind of cut ties with him. And B, it was this really funny situation with Walt where he had to kind of decide if he loved Hank or Jesse more. And 3, it was Saul being like, all right, so we gotta kill Jesse, right? It's like obvious. Yeah. It was like an earnest suggestion. He was like, seems like that's the easy solution,
Yeah.
So
I'll say I liked Hank kind of. Not, I don't agree with the conclusion, but I do like Hank being kind of like, no, bro. Listen, I didn't go to Texas because I was fucking scared, like dead ass, just terrified. And him breaking down in the elevator with Marie, I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Like, to me, Marie was one of the people he would hide that from the most.
Yeah.
So the fact that he felt comfortable to do that, or he didn't even necessarily feel comfortable to do that. I don't, it's either that or he just reached his breaking point. And I found something very interesting about the fact that, like, how when the elevator opens, him and Marie are just standing next, like, side by side as if nothing happened. I'm like, that's interesting. Even in those moments of vulnerability, Hank still feels like there is a face he has to put up. To the rest of the world, and I think that's pretty interesting. Him and Walter seem to be kind of like two takes on at least just some of their characters, on like masculinity or whatever.
Oh my god, that's what I was gonna say. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you got there yourself, dude. I'm so proud of you. I
appreciate it, I guess.
I'm gonna give you a hug later, man. That was some good stuff. Man, I'm glad you I'm glad you like season 3, because is that correct?
Yeah, bro, it's so tough to say I like that season because like when I think about the emotions, right? I did not. How do I phrase this? I was not happy watching season 3. That was good television.
Yeah.
It was good television.
Peak storytelling.
Good storytelling, very tense. So much shit. Like, obviously, they're 40-minute episodes. I watched 13 of them, blah, blah, blah. So there's obviously a lot of information, but there's just so much. There's so much that happens in the season. It's kind of hard to, like, all condense down into one even semi-coherent thing without just going chronologically. But, yeah, I like the season a lot. Mike is a cool character. I liked Mike's half-measure monologue. I said that on Twitter. I'm like, bro, that no more half measures. Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Chill the fuck out, bro. I hope he's. I genuinely hope he's
brought it back
bigger.
around. He was like, "Yeah, you said no more half measures." He's like,
"Yeah, no more."
Exactly
he's like, "It's funny. It's funny. It's funny how words can be left up to interpretation like that, bro." Shit was cool.
Oh, I love it, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, rating, or I guess, like, in spite of all of that, right? If you had to sort of
extrapolate like a score, I'd probably say this is. I mean, I'll definitely say this is the best season so far.
Yeah, which was gonna be my follow, because compared to seasons 1 and 2, it's definitely a big gear.
It's more
shift.
intense. It's a jump. Yeah, I'd definitely say this is probably my favorite season so far, and I'll say, like, individually as a season, it's like a 9.5 for me.
Love it.
Like, it's mostly great. The only criticisms I can have, and these may be just rectified with season 4, is just like, I want more Gus and I want more Mike. And those aren't even like narrative criticisms. That's just like things I want in the story. Like, Gus is cool. I want more screen time. Mike is cool. I want more screen time. That's about it.
I can tell you that is something to look forward to in season 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's not even really a spoiler. It's just, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Season 4 is the second best season, some would say.
Gus's speech about what a man does, fucking crazy.
That
was crazy. Someone, bro, because he played on every single weakness
like
that Walt has as a human being, bro. He just broke him down, bro.
Psychologically.
Your wife. Oh my god, bro. Like, what?
Dude, what I love about this, so do you ever plan on watching Better Call Saul?
Probably. I mean, probably. Is it better watched? Like, is it a sequel and that type of thing?
It's sort of a prequel, sort of a so what they do is it's a prequel with Saul's story, but you also, like, get introduced to the other characters in this time. But you also get occasional flash forwards to certain characters after the end of Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Sick.
But essentially, there's this thing, right? God, I don't, is it even a spoiler? Because it's. Do you want to run the risk? It's like no. I'll tell you like this. It's 70-30, not a spoiler. It depends on your.
I don't want. Listen, bro. I'll just leave it. I'm too smart, bro. If you give me that 30, I'm going to extrapolate it with my genius intellect.
No. It's okay. So
just leave it. And when I get there, if I mention it or whatever, we can talk about it then.
Okay.
But I really do want to.
I'll skirt around that.
Yeah.
Then, right. The fact that despite Gus's efforts, right, to get Walt to agree, right, and Walt choosing to stay retired, choosing his family for once. I know, impossible, but he somehow managed to persevere, right. Ultimately, the thing that broke Walt was a fucking generic speech preying on the most basic of his insecurities as a man.
Yeah.
Really makes Gus's negotiation tactics very funny in retrospect. And when you see the lengths he went to in Better Call Saul, it really makes it 10 times funnier that Walt said no the first couple times. And ultimately what got him was this dumb, like, even Walt recognized it to some degree, right? But he still fucking fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Because the thing is, it was a prime, like, Walt knew what Gus was doing, right? Like, he basically says it to his face, right? You're going to use Jesse, right? To prey on my sort of like ownership over the formula. Do you think that's going to convince me to join, right?
Well, you're right.
And he threw but the thing is, what's crazy, right? He's like, no, I do have control over that, blah 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 blah. And he's like, and then as soon as Gus said, why did you do this in the first place? I knew Walt could not resist, bro. As soon as he asked that, because it's so crazy. As soon as he was like, a man, because the thing is, I feel like I don't even know if Gus believes that shit.
No, he doesn't believe that. Are you kidding me?
And it's and it's like, and because you can almost feel. I'm like, Gus, this doesn't feel like the cold, hard, factual, fucking like, just like biting commentary I expect from you.
Frank.
Oh, what's up?
Frank JIP. Thank you for the 50 euros. I've been listening since episode 4, not live because it's late in France. Thank you for the content. Thank you for
appreciate
the
it. Thank you.
Thank you for listening, man.
Yeah. Under Heaven. That is actually a pretty good comparison too. It's like TSF Vegeta. I know you're playing me, but you're right. Yeah, bro. And it's kind of like when he says that to him, I'm like, and to me, I feel like if said to Hank pre-character arc, that would have worked. Post-character arc, that wouldn't have, if that makes sense. Now, there's a very small sort of window of that, because I do feel like Hank, after getting shot, obviously it changed him as a person, right? But I feel like it made him revert, like that helplessness, like being like unable to walk, being at the mercy, not the mercy, that planted in a word, like being unable to do for himself, right? Being unable to do for himself, basically, I feel like is probably going to somewhat regress the development. I don't know, that's just a guess. But it feels like there's this sort of like helplessness to it, that and Hank seems to have like been lashing out on Marie a little bit. Marie's going back to her kleptomaniac shit. Anyways, it's been a whole thing.
I guess my final thing is kind of reactions, thoughts to small stuff that we can just knock out really quickly in like a lightning round. Sure. Thoughts on Saul?
Saul, very entertaining. Scummy guy, but like it feels like the reason I don't hate him is because he's scummy. He knows he's scummy, and he doesn't try to be anything but that. Also, there's no pretenses. Really no pretenses at all. Like, bro, listen, you're a bad person. You're an asshole. You're a rat. You're all of these different things. Guess what though? You don't try to pretend to do this shit for your family. You're just a scummy guy, and also he's a lawyer. Like a scummy lawyer is like a fish that swims, bro. Like, what are we doing? Come on now.
What do you think of his abilities as a lawyer? Because I think he's mastered the fucking talk no jutsu.
Very good at that. His connections also extremely fucking useful.
You want a criminal lawyer? Yeah. Awesome.
You don't want a criminal lawyer. You want a criminal lawyer.
Okay. Reactions to the turtle head thing.
The like retroactive showing of that, or what do you mean?
What, you remember when the head on the turtle came out when Hank was at El Paso? Because they showed that like to you, the audience, right? I'm curious what your reaction was, because for me it was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Like you're talking about just that moment? To me it didn't really move me all that much personally, but it's not like it wasn't a bad scene. It just didn't do nothing, bro.
Insane, but
it just didn't do nothing for me. It's whatever. I've seen worse. I'm joking. But yeah.
Okay, cool. You excited for the rest of the show?
Yeah, I definitely am. I'm something. I can't wait for it to be over, because I can't wait to just like have the conclusive knowing of what goes on, bro.
Nice.
I need to know. I need to know how it all ends, bro. Because
so you're fully invested, fair to say?
I am invested, yeah.
Love it. You excited for season 4 and 5?
Yeah. I'm trying to think about, like, we'll see. I honestly am trying to think, like, okay, how do we get a season 5? But I'm sure the end of season 4 will answer that shit.
It will answer just feels like more.
Yeah. It just feels like we're on a collision course to bullshit, bro. Like, Gus wants to kill fucking Walt and Jesse. Walt is dead set on trying to kill Gus, right? It just feels like something has to give, and it feels like once that gives, I'm trying to think about where else the show goes. But I mean, it hasn't disappointed me so far. Like, I'm sure that it'll cook. Cook further.
Okay, I think one of my favorite Jesse moments, and the reason I wanted you to watch Box Cutter, was the conversation with Walter in the diner, because I told you about that scene because it's from the meme, and I was like, oh yeah, in that scene, like,
he doesn't say it, bro.
He doesn't say it. That just doesn't happen.
I was looking forward to it. I know you told me that, and I was like, no, bro, say the shit. See what the fuck are you talking about? Like, bro, come on.
Not only does he not say it, that fucked up the entire dynamic of that scene. Walt was nowhere near in control like that. Like Jesse was the one in control.
No, Jesse was like, yeah, bro, like, he's like, listen, I know his game now. He can't kill us. He'll just make us wish we were dead. That's his revenge,
Walt
bro.
was scared. Like,
yeah, like, are you okay? And Jesse's like, Jesse, I can't give too much credit to Jesse because like Jesse wasn't scared. He's delusional. Like he's losing it. It's sort of like Walt is scared because he's like still in his not still in his right mind. I'll say this. He still has like some self-preservation, if that makes sense.
Also,
Jesse seems to have lost a lot of that.
But I feel like the difference is like Walt cares less about killing.
Yes.
Also, Gabriel Griffin, thank you for the 5. What are y'all's thoughts on Gojo giving Yuta Rika the last Sukuna finger as a power booster to possibly gain Sukuna techniques?
We talked about this last week, I think, but it's just the vessel issue.
Yeah, it's just the vessel issue. It would like you'd also have to consider if maybe the finger acts as a backup almost for Sukuna in the event he loses in Megami's body. He's just like, oh well, thank you for the better vessel. You know. That's the short answer. The longer answer is just on the last episode, which we timestamped, by the way.
Yes, sir.
I timestamped, but whatever. But yeah. So I wanted to talk about that. Those murders very briefly as like the last thing. Walt's
when he runs over them.
Insane, right? Because for me it was like shocking because he chased the guy down while he was crawling away and just executed him. That shit
That's
was
what you need to do, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. None of this moralizing bullshit, bro. Like, listen, handle it. Like, listen, if you're going to do it, handle it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't no half measures, bro. Like, literally hitting them with your car and allowing them to get off is like the worst thing you could do.
You're right. But
handle your business.
You can't tell me you weren't like surprised. Walt was like,
no, that was the least. To me, I thought Jesse was going to get shot. I didn't think he was going to die, but I thought he was going to get shot. Yeah. I was surprised Walt pulled up in the first place, but as soon as he hit him and the guy started crawling, I was like, handle your business, Walt. You know what to do. And he did it.
But I was like, oh, damn. Like, when I first saw that scene, it was shocking to me. I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, Walt's fully gone off the reservation.
And then he said, run.
Right?
I'm like, damn.
Jesse has, like, he's on this journey after becoming a murderer where you can tell it eats him up inside. Or it's starting to, I guess.
Just wants constant stimulus, bro. People got to be in his house. Music's got to be playing. People got to be partying. He's got to be on drugs. Something, everything, Walt, you know?
I genuinely don't think he remembered that he killed those guys. I feel like...
I don't think he cares, bro.
Yeah, like the next day when he met up with Gus and everybody in the desert, which, by the way, crazy fucking scene.
Yeah. If I wanted to kill you, I could kill you from here, if that's any reassurance. I'm like, all right, crazy flex, Mike, but continue. Yeah.
And, dude, I just love how calm, angry Gus was in that scene.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, made my skin crawl.
Yeah, Gus's, like, actor is really good at, like, that fucking, like, just that stewing rage.
Yeah, it's really funny, because you know him from The Boys, mainly, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's good there too. He's intimidating there too. He walks up to a guy with superpowers and is like, listen, you're nothing. Yeah. You are a bum. Yeah. Bad product, which I feel like is something Gus would say in Breaking Bad. Like, but yeah.
You know, this is a small thing.
Absolutely insane.
I feel like those Pollos Hermanos would taste better than Popeyes. And I just can't put my finger on why. I feel like it would be slightly more lemony. And I like the idea of that.
Listen, bro, Popeyes kind of go crazy. It would take a little. I haven't. Damn, bro, you just made me hungry as hell.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. You saying that made me starving. My stomach just growled at me.
You ever tried the chicken sandwich?
Have I tried the chicken sandwich? Yes.
Spicy and regular.
Yes, and they're both good.
I like the spicy one more.
I bet. They're both pretty good. It just depends on how I'm feeling. Depends on how I'm feeling. But yeah, I don't know, bro. Better than that is tough. Better than Popeyes? Maybe. Maybe if they put a little bit of that some secret ingredients in there, I could see it being a little bit more addicting. But
yeah, because like the thing is, Gus has 14 of them, and I think the more he opens, which by the way, like I just want to comment on this really quickly. I fucking love that Gus chose fast food as like his main thing because like a lot of it's cash, like at the time, and also he can keep expanding. I don't know if you remember the scene where Gus and Walt and Jesse were talking about like the income, where Jesse was like talking about their cut or whatever. I don't know if you like took stock of the number, where it was like,
Oh, of Gus's income?
Yeah, right. So he said
96 million?
$96 million for 3 months, right? So that comes out
Yeah.
to what, roughly 400 million a year?
Yeah.
Like funneled through 14 restaurants. That's a like
Hmm.
you have more incentive. It's weird, right? With that much drug money, you have more incentive to open up more of these restaurants to funnel the money as it increases, right? But
Yeah.
you weirdly get even more money through the restaurants.
Yeah.
And I just love how serious it is compared to Walt's like dude, Skyler had to pull teeth for this car wash story, which by
Yeah.
the way, I appreciate her. Her like Walt and Saul, dude, with the laser tag, oof, killed me.
Yeah.
Like she was like,
That's
why are
why I
you
said
guys so
that's
bad
why I
at
say
this?
yeah, and that's why I said that's kind of why I said like she kind of came in clutch
Mm-hmm.
because she definitely helped them out quite a bit.
Laser tag.
Laser tag is crazy.
Yeah. So I'm glad you like Breaking Bad. I can't wait to see. I think you should be done by season 4 next week, right?
Probably. I mean, I only started watching. I told you I didn't watch any episodes, and I think that was like on Thursday or Friday. I
Yeah.
only started watching like Friday, so
Yeah.
yes.
So I'll tell you right now, season 5 is the longest. I think it's 16
Okay.
episodes. Um,
Okay.
so I'm probably gonna have to take Call of the Night off next week too, which is fine. Letting some chapters build up.
Hmm.
But do you want to talk about like next book club picks right now, or do you want to hold off until 2 weeks from now?
No. Let's hold off. Let's hold off. I think we can. I think we can wait until after we wrap it up, and then we can introduce the new ones, and then what we'll be doing.
Yeah.
Before that, though, before we get into JJK, I'm gonna use the bathroom.
All
So
right. Cool.
I'll be right back.
So guys, one of the ideas BR and I had for videos down the line was fast food tier list, and I'm very excited about it. Right, I think this Popeyes conversation that we had, it's the catalyst for seeing some magic. All right, a lot of you don't know this because I don't think I've ever mentioned it, but low key, kind of a professional chef. I know, it's humble bragging, but I am unfortunately a man of the grill, so to speak. And if I'm ranking just off the top of my head, I think my favorite fast food place. Ooh, shit! We're gonna have to talk about the nuances of what even is considered fast food. Because like, do y'all consider Chipotle fast food? It is fast. It is food, but it's like medium paced, maybe. Like. Y'all are right. There's a lot of nuance here. Cane's got to be high tier. Man, I gotta try Cane's. A lot of these regional places, I unfortunately don't have the pleasure of tasting. Like on my list, in no particular order, of places I want to try, like regional fast food places. I want to try Checkers, just because it's like I think it's really hard to just find them, or they're just shutting down. I want to try Fuddruckers. Something about like a high-end burger version of Subway is really cool to me, so I'd want to try that. I think In-N-Out, obviously, but then I'd have to go to like the fucking West Coast. Ew. Gotta wash my hands.
Oh, they don't have In-N-Outs over there?
No. Wait, yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. And the last one I really want to try is Whataburger. It's on my list.
Whataburger's good.
Yeah, of course you'd say that. Anyway, so the last one I want to try is Whataburger, just because there's something like A, completing the list obviously, but B, and this is more important, it's like this ironic sandwich. Like if the patty was on like the East Coast, it's like Five Guys, and on the West Coast it's In-N-Out. The patty would be Whataburger in terms of like major regional fast food, and I gotta complete the burger. You know what I mean?
It's Five Guys is like y'all's thing. Five Guys is good. It's just too expensive, man.
What if
Like-
wait? How when did you try Five Guys?
When did I try? Five Guys was just a place here.
Really? I thought it was like region locked as well. Because like,
I
there's no
mean-
In-N-Outs here, There's no
Yeah,
Whataburgers here.
In-N-Out is whatever. To be completely honest with you,
It's just I want to try just to try it. You know what I mean?
just to check it off.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
Oh,
Five.
the last place. This is actually the big one. Sorry, I just remembered it. The last place I want to try, and the one that's most important to me, is Sonic.
You've never had Sonic?
Because it always requires a fucking car, dude. And like
Oh, jeez.
like, and they're just not like, it's so fucking grating because it's like it's the most drive-in fucking restaurant out of all of these, and it drives me crazy because like I've only ever had it once, right? I've had those milkshake things, and I loved them, right? Couldn't get enough of them. However, to me, it's like this rare thing because I just can't get a hold of like the main food because it doesn't travel that well. So for me, I gotta find some car road trip buddy and like knock out this fast food tour that I want to go on, which by the way would be fun. It's like a bucket list wish for me. All right, I want to do like a fast food road trip. Long John Silver's is also one I really want to try. Okay, I think that's all.
Bro, you don't. You don't.
It's to complete the list, bro.
Listen, bro. If you're gonna get it on a coast, maybe.
I'd have to, right? Oh, is there a body
There's
of water?
Long John Silver's here.
Ooh, how?
Listen, bro. I'll just put it like this, bro. New York or fucking California or some other place like metropolitan area don't have cows. You don't question how you get beef. You know. You just bring the shit, bro.
We don't gotta talk.
You put that shit in. You put that shit in the fridge. Anyway. You ship it over.
You can talk about your your fast food thing because I told them about the tier list. And I will be right back as I have to go pee.
Yeah, sure.
Also,
yeah,
I realized you didn't specify what you were doing. You just said go to the bathroom. So, spoiler alert, I guess.
I mean, I feel like the time in which I got back really does paint a picture. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, try it. Now that guy's gone, we're not doing any of that fast food bullshit. I want to get a quick read prior before we get into the chapter. What are y'all guys' thoughts on the chapter? Things you may want us to bring up that we might not consider. I'm kind of curious because my thoughts on the chapter are pretty simple. It's just cool. We'll obviously get more into detail about it, as we do ramble. But I really am curious, like, are there any specific things that you'd want, you can't trust Kreams to really talk about it. Me though, the smart one, like topics to bring up or whatever. Because if not, I will probably just be like raw, cool. Tagashi reference, blah 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 blah. One day we will get those One Piece YouTuber takes, bro. Listen, like. Bro, listen. All I'm saying is, like, the takes themselves or whatever, they just can't get out in the open, bro. They just can't get out in the open. The wrong One Piece YouTuber finds it, bro. We're cooked. BRD, you live in Texas? First of all, thank you for the 2. And second of all, yes, I do. Honestly think Gojo could have used... Yeah, okay, I'll bring that up. You came back too quickly. We were still pressing Kreams. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Do you think I don't know you guys' game? You think I don't know the game? Does Gojo have Telekenisis? No. One of my homies, who I'll leave unnamed for now, thought the same thing, and I'll get into how Gojo was using those abilities and stuff like that. I think people are just making rules of culture trading. Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. But okay, cool. BR and I are neighbors. Yeah. I mean, Tessa, you kind of just gave up the goose there, but I mean, yeah, true. If you're gonna just reveal it, yeah. Whenever we stream, he just comes over and we just share a mic. That sounded kind of crazy. I don't know. Never mind. I retract that lore statement. My fault. Bring up how Gojo seemed confused and whether or not Gojo dodged or if it bounced on Finny. I got you. Kreams doesn't upload. He won't get caught. I'm not worried. Okay, so all I'm saying is it takes one clip. You post it on Twitter. You at this person. Boom. Now I almost messed it up myself. Now we got some YouTuber breathing down our necks just because I got a podcast with the guy. That's too much stress for me. No, thank you. Jerome Simmons, thank you for the 35. 223 better. But this was cool. Just feels like Gege prolonging Gojo survival, even though I'm a Gojo stan. Nah, bro. I'm gonna be real. I need 10 more chapters of this type of shit. I'm gonna be real, bro. This is the type of shit me and Kreams were talking about last stream when we were like, we just need Gojo and Sukuna to go at it. I need Gege to Gege literally heard that shit, said, I gotcha. Listen, I've been kind of messing with y'all recently. Let me help you out. Let me throw you a bone. Yeah. Is Gojo controlling the space? Yeah, I'll explain. I haven't read a single chapter of JJK. That is jumping into an Honored Ones podcast. Not having read JJK is crazy. But I respect it, bro. I respect it. How many subscribers do these YouTubers have? An undisclosed amount. Some a lot, some a little, some in between. Okay, fine. I'll give you guys a hint. All right. All of the YouTubers have more than one subscriber. Boom. Now you can do your analysis. Now you can find out who they are. Go, 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 go. Yeah. Okay. Chat, listen. Kreams may be an easy target to grill and like get information out of, right? He's the kind of guy you do not want getting caught because he won't even snitch on purpose. He will just accidentally give the information up, right? Me though, not me. My lips are sealed. You're not getting information out of me. Not happening. Why do you think Sukuna is evil?
I have returned. What are we talking about? Oh, it is JJK time. So let's.
Yeah. I was just asking chat what they wanted to hear from us, and obviously we'll go through it first. But if there's anything we don't naturally cover, I'll just bring up some of the things they mentioned.
So, why do you think Sukuna is evil, bro? If there's doubt about that,
I think they're more questioning what is the reason.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna. What reason came to mind for you first?
Why not? Like, I don't know. The era probably is a big thing. Morality is different.
Huh?
You kind of.
Wait,
you're asking? What reasoning came from when someone asked why Sukuna was evil?
Yeah. Like what came first, right? Was it stuff he did to Yuji, stuff he did to Megami? Like what about, what action came to mind? Because the obvious one is Shibuya, right? But I'm curious if you have if you went with a smaller thing.
I think you're misunderstanding me. At least now, I'm not saying this is what Angel of Access meant, but how I interpreted it is they're asking, what in Sukuna, what is the cause for Sukuna being evil, right? Why do I do YouTube? That would be that kind of question, right? What was the impetus for that? Not, why do you consider him an evil person? I mean, because he fucking kills people. I think that's the simplest answer. It took you till Shibuya, by the way. Jesus Christ, man.
No.
That's what you said, no?
No, I say, if I had to give an example of why I think Sukuna's, I asked you the question before. Do you think, is Sukuna in your top 10 evil characters, list? And you were like, he's approaching it. For me, it wasn't just Shibuya, but Shibuya is, a very obvious piece of evidence, right? It's what I'd call Exhibit A. It's a good base to build on.
Yeah. He's a hedonist. He just takes what he wants, does what he wants, and that's usually evil, at least to modern day sorcerers. I would agree generally. Power equals right, and Sukuna has the most power, so he is the most right, and he just does whatever. At least that's my current interpretation until further notice. Anywho, what are your general thoughts on the chapter? Talk to me. What'd you think? How'd you feel about it? Did you like it? Did you hate it?
So it's a grower for me, right? First, when I first read the scans, which, moment of silence, by the way, for the Kreams who didn't wait for the officials to drop, like a good church boy, but whatever. It was cool, right? But it didn't extend beyond that, right? And I think it was only after I kind of sat with the chapter a little bit and reread it a couple times that it really clicked for me. There's a lot going on here, right? There's this stuff with Gojo's powers. There's kind of the dynamic between Gojo and Sukuna, and then there's the attitude each respective fighter has with the other. And let's dive into all of them, right? For me, what really made this chapter click, because I think I had it at a 7 or an 8, and then I got it up to an 8 to a 9 ish, an 8.5 ish, after this moment where it was I said it before. I feel like Sukuna's going to have the time of his life, right? I just wasn't sure Gojo would. And to see that he's having fun with it was really nice. To see that Gojo is now, at the very least, right, closer to his honored one. God, my brain autocorrected. Fucking hell. that Gojo was closer to his Honored One self than he was to his like Shibuya self, where he wasn't fighting for someone, he was fighting for himself and by extension other people. But like for him, the fight was the main thing. Was nice to see again, right? Because for me, that's like peak Gojo, right? It's he's a great teacher, he's a cool guy, but I think he's really in his element when he gets to be the strongest, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah. And I think Kaio Breeze or somebody else on Twitter said this thing, and it really resonated with me. They said, it's crazy to think that any one of these attacks would kill anybody else in the series except for the other person they're fighting. Like, yeah. It's just so wild to me, because I'm like, I played this game, right, where I was like, okay, if I'm putting like Ishigori in here, right, in place of either fighter, they're dying before like the third panel, right?
Yeah, Ishigori for sure. I mean, we saw that actually.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of my initial like it was cool, right? I really appreciated it for both characters, and it was nice to see this part of Gojo again.
Yeah.
What did you think? Yeah.
Peak. I read it. I was like, wow, Gege. Wow. Yeah. No, this is. I read this and I was like, wow. 10 out of 10 chapter. It's been a little bit. You're back. Or at least you're back for the time being. This chapter, like, listen, bro. You know, you guys know me. I've been a complainer, right? I can't complain about this chapter. This is literally, like, Kreams, we were quite literally talking about this last week. Mm-hmm. This is what we fucking wanted.
This is what we wanted, yeah.
This is literally just shit we were describing.
Yeah, I will say I was wrong about him summoning Maharaga as, like, a follow-up to the Hollow Purple. But, hey, man, they seem to be having a blast.
Yeah, bro. Like, Gojo being like, yeah, bro, listen, I fought a guy who looks exactly like Mega B before, and
I killed him.
You know, I know you'll come back, bro. So I'm going to simply box the shit out of you. Yeah. None of this holding back shit, bro. I don't care. I'll kill you, and then I'll figure out if I can save Megami. You know, as a Megami fan, what the fuck? But like, you know, as someone who knows Gojo needs to handle business, I'm like, I can respect it, right? Mm-hmm. I will say, I am such a big fan of the creative use of Gojo's powers here.
Yes, sir.
Like we've known obviously that he can spawn multiple red and blues. We've known that he can like manipulate his technique on like on such a high level before. It's been said, but we've never really seen it used outside of Big Blast or Magnet, right?
Because like
he
once he needed it,
dodges Sukuna's attack. Yeah. He dodges Sukuna's attack. He like drags himself to the ground, sends Sukuna through like piles. He's like making his feet heavier as he's like trying to stomp Sukuna's shit in. Mm-hmm. People are like, I remember one of the things one of my homies talked about, and someone in chat said like, does Gojo have telekinesis? And like, no. All it is him just spawning different blues and or reds to repel or to attract something. So like, for example,
I love because I also picked up on that. The way I kind of explained it internally to myself was it's sort of like what Kenjaku did with the mini Uzamakis, but like on a much more refined level, where Gojo is just like manipulating the space to achieve like the desired effect, right? So he's either like pushing down on the space with him and Sukuna to like increase the gravity, or he's pushing up to like make that bridge go crazy. Like and it's really fucking like a cool application of his powers. You don't really get to see Gojo use a lot of finesse.
For sure. If you guys are wondering, like, because maybe this feels like it's out of nowhere, we've seen him do it back in Hidden Inventory versus Toji, just granted on a much smaller scale. I don't know if you guys really remember in their first encounter, Toji like dashes at him at some point in the fight, and Gojo like swings his arm back and sends Toji, like grabs him at some point in space, and then sends him flying into some building, right? Obviously Gojo has much more finesse. He's much better at it now. But he's always had the ability to some extent to apply blue, more specifically blue, right? In this sort of like telekinetic fashion. It's just like, if you imagine that like every point of blue just has a certain level of attractive ability. If he spawns it above a bridge, the bridge is going to go there. Then he changes the spawn point to a building. So he sends the bridge at the like all this different shit. So it's been really cool. Just to kind of like see them go back and forth. Got a spirit gun reference with Sukuna. That shit was kind of cool, bro.
Yep.
He's like, Dismantle. I said, hold on, Gege, listen.
This looks familiar.
Listen, bro. I respect it, bro. I respect it.
As
a
like
lot of the chapter, like, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, as a fellow student of the game, I like I like what Gege is doing. You know.
Yeah, I definitely respect it. Then when they were both when Gojo was charging up the like the Jajad Ken pose behind the door, I was like, all right, bro, listen, you're dick eating, but like it's ending up in a cool result, so I'll let you slide, bro. I'll let you work.
Bro, it just like their opening stances. You can see it in the thumbnail, which by the way, thank you, Liv. Like they're both. It's gonna sound crazy, right? When I break it down, I don't think I've ever seen Sukuna or Gojo brace for a fight or for any form of combat. They do it, right, but they don't like brace for it, right? They finish, so to speak, right? And that's kind of the beginning, middle, and end. But this time, this is like one of the things that like, grew on me, right? It was like Sukuna getting into a battle stance is such a statement, man. Like, he's not like waiting there for the opponent to try something or just like hitting them with a couple dismantles, like without chanting the incantation, being like, "Oh, all right, I'll take you more seriously," right? Or I meant to cut you in blank, right? He's got his cursed energy fired up. He has his stance open. He's engaging in a fight.
Yeah, the closest thing we've ever seen to that is I think his fight with Maharaga, where he's kind of like, let's start with a little taste, shall we? But even that is kind of like
half-hearted.
I mean, to be fair, for sure. And
like with Yorozu, he was like, oh yeah, I gotta remind myself not to use my techniques.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, not gonna really try. That opening stance is a nod to Dragon Ball. Yeah, so you're gonna think he Goku for real. That was kind of funny. Bro really thinks he's a Saiyan raised on Earth, and that's kind of insane of him to think that. But yeah, that was cool. Gojo being so obsessed with Toji's fit is crazy to me, bro. Yeah. Like, that shit is hilarious.
It's crazy that, like, Gege confirmed it, because everybody was like, oh, man, this really cool, like, detail when we first saw it in, 222, 223, where it was like, oh, man, you notice this is Toji's outfit? And, like, the next chapter, it's like, yeah, bro, Toji's outfit was kind of crazy. Don't tell him when you see him. But, you know, this shit was kind of hard.
Bro, shit was cool. Shit was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. just like, yeah, nah. I just had to yoink it, bro. It's mine. It was a pretty cool fit. But yeah, this fight was just really cool. The choreography was very interesting and impressive. And I feel like Gege, especially this chapter, gave a good sort of like representation of like them being pretty equal, all things considered. They've both thrown out kind of like some testing abilities. Some, I'll throw out blue. You throw out Dismantle. Like, neither of us are really going all out, but we're starting to test the waters a little bit.
There was definitely layers to the choreography too, which, by the way, Gege was in his fucking bag with this chapter. Oh, real quick, Jerome Simmons, thank you for the 35. I'll start by removing your scales. Love that line. Yes, dude. Sukuna's immediate reaction to the "you're the challenger" here, mwah, love it. Like you're just another fish on my cutting board. I'll start by removing your scales. Oh,
yeah.
God, I love that.
It's kind of cooking, bro. It's kind of cooking.
Also, really hammers home just Sukuna's like knife technique thing.
Yeah.
So like, God, there's so many places we can start here. Fine, let's go chronologically, right, from the beginning, as all good things do, right?
Okay.
So Sukuna immediately heals his arm. We knew it, but like, I thought Gojo would really be like, all right, his arm's down, time to like, go crazy before he can heal it and like summon anything. But
I don't think either of them are that tired yet.
Yeah.
And I think so. Like, a lot of people think it's useless, but I'm like, okay. Once again, we had this conversation. You can disagree, and that's like not unreasonable. But I think it's fair to say, just generally speaking, Yuta in terms of volume should have comparable curse energy, even to top tiers in the verse. Like, there shouldn't be characters who were saying like completely outstrip him, right? In terms of that.
Yeah, we were talking about this last week with the whole like, does Yuta have more curse energy than Sukuna thing? Yeah,
for sure, right? So I think obviously we talked about that, but there's some relevance here. Like, okay, Yuta ran out of curse energy, or was running low on it very quickly after like 5 reverse curse technique usages, right? So it's like, cool, it is that taxing to use, right? So if we say Sukuna's even around that, you could say, oh, he just healed it, blah blah blah, but it's like, that's fine, because if you're like, I think it's a battle that everybody agrees is going to come down to like not who can last longer necessarily, but it's not going to be something that's decided while both people are at full power. I
It's
think both
not.
of them
No.
are going to be drained. So I think those like any amount of like extra cursed energy Gojo can force Sukuna to spend is best.
Mm-hmm.
So I still look at that as like cool, whatever. It was also meant to like establish, you know, who's really facing who or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was a cool detail. I thought it was cool. It's fine.
As did I. It's funny, right? I think there's a part of Sukuna that's almost happy to be the challenger, even if he denies it.
Mm.
That's like, all right, you got the lucky shot. Let me feel you out, right? Let's see if you're a worthy, boss, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And there's layers to how they scrapped, right? And I just want to talk about like the thing that's been on my mind the most.
Mm-hmm.
How is Sukuna touching Gojo? Like it didn't occur to me. I think
he's not.
Yeah, right. Like it I guess sort of didn't occur to me. We talked about like domain amplification or whatever, but this chapter I think really cemented it, where it was like, what's Gojo doing? Right? Like it doesn't look like Sukuna's. It doesn't look like an exchange. Right? Like I'm not seeing necessarily an exchange, but it looks like an exchange, because I'm like, yeah, cool, right? That they're like close together, they got the fists up, but only one of them seems to be able to make contact, and it's not Sukuna. So
for sure. But I think so. What's the word I'm looking for? I think that Gojo, something that we've taken for granted, something I've taken for granted, right? Is like Gojo being unable to get tired, right? That's something I think everybody's taken for granted just because of the Yuta statement. Gojo can't get tired, I can, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I think the context that has to be added is he's never, especially from like someone like Yuta's perspective, what reason does Gojo have to get tired? Who's even like, who besides Sukuna can even fight Gojo at 100% for a split second?
Yeah.
Right? What character in the verse can make Gojo expend every ounce of energy? Like, so like if you think about it like in running terms, right? Sure, right? You have characters that can only make you walk. You have characters that make you jog, the run, and sprint, right? At best, if you look at like maybe Kenjaku or maybe Yuta scaling him to himself, right? Maybe Yuta can make him jog. Maybe if you want a highball, maybe you can make him run, right? And he's just seen Gojo's like 80% output. And from Yuta's perspective, it's just like, yeah, bro, he can maintain that forever, and it's just fucking ridiculous. But it's like Yuta probably, and to be fair, we probably don't have a benchmark at all for what Gojo's 100% looks like and how long he can maintain 100% effort against somebody that can and will exploit every single weakness in his defenses, right? So personally, to me, this exchange is a lot of Sukuna probing and a lot of Gojo trying to like conserve energy in terms of like his uses of his techniques and things of that nature. The reason I say that, and it's kind of going out on a limb here, the reason I say that is because if Gojo was using the Limitless in the same way he always does, he would just be able to free up his hands from blocking and only focus on offense, right? But the thing that kind of is odd to me is the fact that he's worried about dodging. He's worried about, and I say worried, I just mean he's intent on doing it. He's intent on blocking and like checking Sukuna's kicks and all that, which makes me think he's trying to use the Limitless sparingly,
Interesting.
if possible. Like that, because I'm just trying to think about it. Like I'm trying to think as Gojo, right?
Right.
Obviously, from Gege's perspective as an artist, you want to have that blocking chick because it just makes choreography better. But if you're the character, right? If you're Gojo, what reason do you have to, with the Limitless, an ability that makes you untouchable, ever block? Like, from Gojo's perspective, just punch. Every time Sukuna throws an attack, he's leaving himself open. You have an ability that blocks all attacks.
All of them, yeah.
Just fight. But to me, it makes it think that, like, Gojo's still using the Limitless. Gojo's still avoiding damage, but he's trying to use his technique sparingly because if I had to guess, he understands that this fight is going to be the hardest in his life. And Gojo probably doesn't even know how long he could go at 100%, if I had to guess.
So
if I had to guess.
while I agree with you, there are some things about let's say let's take Yuta's statement. I think it was in the officials or maybe the scans, if I'm remembering, where he was like, it's infinitesimally close to zero, but
Mm-hmm.
as like I've always understood Gojo's ability to work, at least with his cursed energy output, is always, or his reserve is, he can just infinitely like keep extending that 100% pool that he has, right, to a smaller 100% pool, to a smaller 100% pool, etc. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But
He just got good gas mileage relative to everybody else.
Right, but the problem is, it is literally infinite, right? Like, that's the hack, right?
Yeah.
So unless he's constantly outputting, and this could be the case, right, over 100%, where he can't keep splitting, it's like, okay, now you're talking about him really burning the gas, but how much infinity, right? Like, how much of that gas does he need to use, let's say, per movement, per attack, per defense, all this shit.
Yeah.
And the subsequent question that kind of leads from that is, if it is a number, what number, like, why is there a number, or how is there a number for something like the infinity, which is just slow things down, right? Is it like, it takes a lot of energy for the quote-unquote distance, right, where it's like, oh yeah, you can't do it infinitely, or you can't keep shrinking it without like expending some kind of cursed energy? Or is it just like this constant sort of push from Gojo's body, right? That's like, okay, there shouldn't be a reason, as far as I can tell, that Gojo's necessarily exerting himself with the infinity if he's constantly just slicing that closer and closer to zero, right? While at the same time, great example, right? How I'm thinking of it, how I'm visualizing it, right? Let's say 50% for defense, 50% for offense, right? The thing is, Sukuna could pretty much deal with the offense, right? But if the defense is at 50%, that's a crazy level of defense, right? Like, the actual technique, the mechanism of Gojo's defense is bordering on unstoppable.
Yeah,
right?
With very few counters.
With very few counters that Sukuna doesn't seem to be using, right? So it's like, what exactly is the price of the infinity, right? And why is it that he can't keep paying it, right? Is he exerting over 100% of his energy right now? Is that like the trick? And if so, it seems a little weird that he'd be using it already against Sukuna, if that makes sense.
So I just thought about this, right? We know from Gojo's statements that you can strengthen and weaken the limitless, right? I don't know how I forgot this detail up until now, but you talking about like going over 100% or under 100%, it made that clear. I don't know if you remember in Shibuya, right, where he's like, he's pressing Hanami, and he's like, yeah, cool. If you try to use domain amplification, I'll just strengthen the output of the limitless, and I'll crush you. And then he does, right? So what if fighting Sukuna requires an output of the limitless that is higher than like Jogo or Hanami or whatever, right? Because if I'll put it like this, if the limitless has higher output, there has to be a reason for that, right? It can't if it doesn't just have a baseline, it's always at this level. That means there are certain abilities or certain things or certain aspects of characters that have to require less or more output, if that makes sense, right? Like, you don't just have a stronger version of your technique for shits and giggles. Like, does that make sense? Like, why even have the strengthening ability as a function if there is not a reason to strengthen it, or if there isn't a need in any context to ever strengthen the limitless?
Right.
I'll put it like this too. We see, like, in a physical sense, right? In what is it, chapter 222, 221? No, it's 222. You know how like nobody can get close to Gojo, right? And you just like take down the limitless.
Yeah.
That range is a bigger range than the one we see him use against Jogo, right? So even that implies that the limitless, like when Gojo's concentrating or when he's like really focusing, kind of getting caught up in his battle with Sukuna in his mind, it kind of implies that there's sort of like ranges of power he can use for it. And probably, if I had to guess, right, Sukuna is going to be the guy that he needs to have high output for. Yeah. Right. He can't half-ass any of his abilities with Sukuna.
Breathing down his
and
neck,
I imagine, yeah.
But
that's kind of why I feel like he's probably trying to conserve it, if I had to guess, because he doesn't know how long this fight's going to go. He doesn't know how long Sukuna can go, and that's personally why I'd worry, at least.
So let's, like, with that in mind, right? Let's break down how the rest of this fight goes, right? Assuming he's going the conservation method,
Mm-hmm.
and this is them just sort of feeling each other out like on a hand-to-hand level. Because like Gojo didn't really use any of his techniques in like a big bombastic way that we've seen him. It's always been like the subtle stuff. It doesn't seem like Sukuna's necessarily expended. Okay, simplifying this sentence, right? It seems like Gojo is trying harder than Sukuna. It seems like Gojo is trying harder to defend than Sukuna is to attack, but they're meeting somewhere in the middle, and to me that doesn't bode well for Gojo. There we go.
So what makes you think Gojo's trying harder to defend? You mean because of the conservation?
Because of the conservation, and also because of this little sequence on chapters 14 and 15 with blocking the punch, the top of the building falling down, and then him like catching the punch, which it was like. I feel like why turn off the infinity to catch the like? Okay, I know I'm like being weird about it, but it's like, okay, what exactly are you doing?
No, he wanted to bring him into the building. Like
Right.
100%, that's what I think.
But they both came out like fine, right? So
They did.
Yeah. So I don't know. How do you read it? Because like.
So I'll put it like this. I kind of agree, but like you could say the same thing about Sukuna trying to use Dismantle on Gojo. Like, why do it? Right.
Also, I think it's the first time that he's actually said the name of the technique without using his domain.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, I don't think he's ever said, because like.
Has he only said cleave? Is that what it is?
No, I don't think he never says the name of his technique when he uses it. He just slices, right? So this is, I think, the first time Sukuna just says dismantle or cleave, which to me is like, oh shit, he's amplifying the technique because the whole subtraction thing. So if
he says cleave versus Yuji and Maki. I may agree that he's never said dismantle. I can't remember.
With spider web, right? But like, granted, he was also weakened, right? I'm talking about full power Sukuna, right? Like no inhibitions, stuff like that. He doesn't really say his technique. Even against Maharaga, he never really did it until. No, I don't even think he did it with Malevolent Shrine. He was just sort of describing the technique in his inner monologue.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I do think like it's like I think they're taking the fight seriously, but I think we may be misconstruing what they're doing, because like if we assume, and maybe this is not a fair assumption, right? But I think it's fair to assume that like in the sort of like checks and balances world that JJK exists in, every technique is going to have an exploitable weakness, like kind of exclusive to it, if that makes sense, right? I think the one we've already assumed for the Limitless is just its very high, like amount of like stamina attacks, right? But the thing is, we also know the Six Eyes has a huge stamina attacks. The reason it's confirmed in the fan books, or at least Gege says it in the fan books, the reason Gojo's blindfolded most of the time is because having the Six Eyes out and activated, like, is tiring to him. Like, that is exhausting. So maybe we're focusing on the wrong thing. Like, maybe he's restricting his use of the Limitless, not because, like, the Limitless itself is going to make him tired, but because he needs to conserve as much energy for the Six Eyes as possible. Because the Six Eyes is the thing that has been described to be the most physically taxing for Gojo. And that's why he wears the glasses. That's why he wears the blindfold. It's because, like, if that is active all the time, even he will get exhausted and run out of gas.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
so coming into the fight, I need the Six Eyes out. Lets me know that there's, obviously he's not going all out, but there's some level of I'm taking you serious, right? And there's also some level of you probably have to know, hey, I can't, like, I have a lot of curse energy and I can use it very well. But when going at 100% and using my technique, which drains me really quickly, I have to be smart about how I use this curse energy, regardless of how much I have.
I totally forgot that Gojo's Six Eyes they power themselves in a way. In that it allows him to do the infinitesimally close to zero thing, but they too require. It's almost against his and it's weird. They're almost against his will to like sort of pay that energy, because that's just his eyes, right? So I imagine there's some degree of his power that's just sort of wasted on his Six Eyes, but granted, I think it makes up for it at the end of the day.
More than makes up for it, 100%.
And on that note, speaking of the Six Eyes, wait, what did you want to say? Because for me, it's like a whole other.
Yeah, continue. We're probably I have a feeling we're going to be aligned on what we were going to talk about.
This is the first time Gojo, I think, has seen Sukuna's technique, and I think, or at least seen it with his blindfold off.
Yes.
And that look he gave was very interesting to me. I'm curious if you caught that too.
Yes, it was very like not worrying, but he was not like it wasn't like, oh, whatever, you know what I mean? It's definitely like a what the fuck.
Yeah, which like makes me think, right? The whole like Sukuna getting excited about Maharaga seeing his technique, or the whole thing with you not wanting to reveal it, because that's cheating with Jogo. It was like, I think Gojo's like
Gojo figured it out.
Yeah, like because I think using it against somebody like Jogo, or somebody like Kenjaku seeing it is one thing, but if it's like if the Six Eyes is looking at Dismantle, I don't think you can hide something like that from Gojo, like especially if you say the name,
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree to some extent, and I think that's what a lot of this chapter is. I think that's why Sukuna's fighting Gojo without like domain amplification or anything like that, and I think that's why Gojo's fighting. Well, that's why Sukuna's fighting Gojo like that, and Gojo is fighting in the way that he is trying to find chinks in Sukuna's sort of armor, because that's like on a lower level, right? On a very much lower level, that is what like special grade fights end up being. Like Kenjaku versus Yuki was them literally fighting, but the initial part of the fight being, let me figure out how your technique works and what the limitations are, because once there's a certain level of evenness, the only way you can win is by exploiting some sort of like uncovered weakness, which I think is going to be a lot of what this is, of what maybe the next chapter is going to be, like the next chapter of their fight is going to be, them continuing doing that and then maybe expanding on that.
Yeah, like it was definitely like a feel each other out thing / let's have fun. But I do think, I'm curious how you interpreted Gojo's look, because like Dismantle caught his attention, right? Like his reaction to it was almost like disgust, like or confusion, which to me is very telling. It's like, damn, dude, what does it look like? That Gojo's like, huh?
Yeah. Now, I'll say this: if you take the idea that Gojo was actually physically turning on and off the infinity, like that's only if you believe that, right? Which is not even something I wholly believe, but it's just something I'm considering. Then that's probably Gojo's reaction to something that could really fucking hurt him. Like he's like, okay, back on real quick. And that's probably why it missed so much. He probably, if I had to guess, right, he outputted a lot, and that's why the distance between Gojo's head and where it actually left its mark is probably like the distance that he let infinity spread out or whatever. But
I just assumed Sukuna was aiming for the building intentionally.
Maybe it's very possible. That's another interpretation, 100%. And that's not even like, I don't even necessarily disagree with that one either. It's just you could say that maybe Gojo's confusion was like why he wasn't aiming for him. You could argue that because he does look back briefly away from Sukuna to see what he did. So it could have just been he did not know what Sukuna's aim was with that attack. Dismantle can't hit living things. I'm pretty sure it can. Yeah, I think so. Let me see. I can check real quick because I know Sukuna explains it or whatever.
Yeah, I do want to say it's really funny to me that Gege is doing a break week from this chapter. It's not usually his style. He usually does like a big grand reveal, then like a break, and then something about the anime comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, Gege be taking his breaks, but listen, bro, if you can cook some cool shit up, I'm gonna let him suck. Yeah, Tesher, you're right. It's for inanimate objects, Dismantle, for anything with cursed energy, Cleave. Yeah, so that actually answers the question. He probably was just aiming for the building. Yeah. Cleave. Hold on. Cleave is for anything within cursed energy range. Dismantle is for inanimate objects. Yeah. That is
so
what
he's probably
says.
aiming for the building. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean,
the only issue with that is that like we see him use Dismantle on like Maharaga. So
he might interpret living very loosely. Because like it could, possible. The whole thing is it's also how you interpret your own technique, like with Nobara and the soul. So it could just be that he doesn't consider not even cursed spirits, but whatever the hell Maharaga is, Shinigami, like a living thing.
Yeah.
Which
Dismantle can hit anything in his domain. He designates it to inanimate objects. That's also possible. Or another interpretation, Maharaga is standing between Sukuna and the building. If Sukuna used that technique like that, he's like, no, listen, I'm aiming for the building, Dismantle, like my curse technique, but Maharaga's just in the way, just happened to hit him. Like when you're a fucking kid, you're like, no, I'm just swinging my arms, you just got in the way, it just hit you. But
you know, I've always liked that about cursed energy. It feels like you're almost like, it almost feels like you're lying to the power system. Yeah, it's just so fucking funny because Kenjaku, I think, is the worst defender of this. Sukuna and Gojo, come close, but there's just something really, really funny with how much mileage you can get out of just sort of lying to cursed energy. like whoever's listening, right? It's like, no, you don't get it. I reversed the thing that I was technically a part of, so you see, I can actually, like, it's just really fucking funny.
Bro, like, no, for real, like, I interpret it like this, bro. Yeah. Relax.
You sure you interpret it like this? Totally. Swear to God.
Yeah, swear to you. That's just, like, you can't judge me. Like, for now. Well, it's useful for me. Actually, I'll interpret it like this.
Yeah, in my heart of hearts, this is everything to me.
Yeah. But, for sure. Interpretation is so important here. Yeah, that's why I think, like, is space considered an inanimate object to Sukuna? Can he target that with Dismantle? Like, if he's like, yeah, no, the space of infinity, I'm just targeting that with Dismantle. I just want to cut through it. What do you mean? That's space, right? That's an inanimate object.
Yeah, I consider it an inanimate object, and it's like, damn.
Yeah, dude. Come on, let me get away with it. Come on, let me cook.
Cool.
Yeah.
Next thing, let's see.
After that, it's kind of just them, like, they get dragged into the building. I guess the next big thing is Gojo, like, shutting off his infinity, and I personally think it's him shutting it off because Gojo seems the one to be concentrating, and Sukuna is the one that's taken by surprise.
Yeah. So I think Sukuna's probably been hitting the infinity the whole time for him to be like, oh shit, he turned it off. What? Yeah. Which, I don't know if that's a feint on Gojo's part or if he just slipped up and revealed a weakness to Sukuna.
Maybe. So, but I could see, I personally think he's like, he just wanted to drag him into the building. And the reason I say that, real quick, Sleeping Ninja, I'll get to your super chat, just give me 1 second. The reason I say this is because he's the one who grabbed the door and put it in front of him, like put it in between him and Sukuna. Makes me kind of think he was like, he wanted to try to, he didn't want Sukuna to see him. I mean, Geki could have just done this for a Gon reference, I'm going to be real. But it did look like he wanted to put that door in between them so he can like fucking charge up his shit for a little bit. And maybe not have the aim of his attack be seen. But Sleeping Nature, thank you for the 14 twice. The second one I saw just because we missed your super, and this one is, how deep is Gojo's bag compared to Sukuna? I'm gonna be completely, totally, utterly honest with you. Unless Gojo has techniques we haven't seen yet, Sukuna's bag is significantly deeper.
So big, like the only person who'd have a bigger bag is Yuta.
Yeah, and the thing with Gojo, rather than his bag being big, what you have to hope for is that his applications are so numerous that that they almost seem like completely different techniques. Like, for example, people were thinking this was just, Gojo just had telekinesis, when all it is just applications of blue, right? Same thing with him flying, same thing, all that shit, right? Maybe, like, the way I can see it being countered is either Gojo's techniques, like the core ones that he has, are just better than Sukuna's, like, pound for pound, so he is less, but they're better. Sukuna has more, but they're worse. Or Gojo has so many different applications of them that, like, it almost feels like these techniques are separate, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like this thing where he sort of mimicked telekinesis by manipulating blue. I wonder if there's a version of this he can do with red. Oh, by the way, speaking of red, really quickly, I've been thinking about curse technique reversal, just as a concept. Oh shit, Muhammad, thank you for the 10. I love y'all's podcast. During a spout of depression, this podcast would make me laugh. Oh, that's sweet. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'm glad it could help. I have a feeling Gojo is going to get the W against Sukuna, but Kenjaku is going to pull up with the cheap shot. Oh, you know what? To honor your request, which, by the way, just want to point out that BR didn't wish you a happy anything. Anyway,
Next time I'll cut you off. I'll make sure to, while you're in the middle of speaking, cut you off. I got you, bro. I got you. Yeah, I am glad that we helped you out during this bout of depression. I'm glad you just find us entertaining. We can, make you laugh, bring you entertainment. It really does mean a lot.
Appreciate you. So this is something that Kaya Breeze brought up that I want your opinion on. I tweeted about it briefly. It was the concept of Sukuna loses, Kenjaku's like replicating his Mahito moment.
Yeah. I mean, like if he steals the win from him again, or from someone again. Yeah.
Where he's like, damn, Sukuna, I guess you're closer to a cursed spirit. Reminds you of anyone? Like with Tengen and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say it, man. I wouldn't put it past Kenjaku to have some sort of secret caveat where he's like, when he was making the deal with Sukuna, to be like, if Sukuna's below a certain level of power, he's just another cursed spirit or something, just so he can like eat him. And man, Tengen and Sukuna doing Kenjaku's bidding like as his cursed spirits. That's
Bro still don't want smoke with you though. Nah, but
I'm gonna say is like Suguro's body getting mourned. Just keep shifting that goalpost. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Curious what you think of it.
I don't know. I mean, I find it hard to believe that Kenjaku would be the one to deal any finishing blow to either of these two. Solely it's just because of the power differential. Like the way Gojo and Sukuna can so casually dismiss Kenjaku's existence as if he were like just some random grade 3 sorcerer or some shit. It's like, dude, Gojo would have to be missing not just one limb, 2 limbs, bro. He'd have to be missing 2 limbs in order for me to think.
And no cursed energy.
Okay. And yeah, in order for me to think Kenjaku can pull this one out, right? Otherwise, I really can't see it. Just because of how much stronger Gojo is. Like, Gojo pulls up, I'm not here to kill you, I'm here to mourn. Granted, you're in the body right now, but that's not a problem. You know what I mean? That's not an issue. We'll fix that real quick. Just stand still. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So, you don't like put much credence in it, or it's not something you can see? Like
it's not something that I can't see, like I can't visualize it, right? There are a lot of things I can visualize, like in the manga, in the way Gege writes, and like, dude, Kenjaku getting the jump on Gojo just seems so, like, I feel like Kenjaku would be scared to jump a armless Gojo, bro. If Gojo just had both of his feet, he'd be like, nah, bro, the Limitless is still too strong. Like, I don't know. That's just the vibe I get, though. Maybe I'm wrong.
Gojo would need to be asleep, limbless, and with like 0 cursed energy. And then Kenjaku's like, all right, I'll start thinking about it.
Yeah, I'll try. Maybe.
Yeah.
Dr. Cobalt, thank you for the 5. I don't know if we saw this one, but I love that it feels like Gojo and Sukuna could have been buds in a different age. I think they could have been buds.
Rivals?
They could have been people that fought each other a lot.
Yeah.
They could have been people that fought each other a lot, but that might have been one big fight. It might have been one big fight. Whoever won. To be completely honest with you.
Yeah, because the whole point is they can't really coexist because, well, Sukuna's sort of immortal now.
I mean, it's not even just that. It's like I don't feel like their personalities would allow the other to coexist. Like
that too. Yeah.
Oh my, you think you're the strongest, but I'm alive. So, all right, cool. I guess we're just gonna have to figure it out the hard way. I could definitely see something like that.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. After that, Gojo and Sukuna kind of just come out the crashing buildings. They're like, "I'm blaming you for all that damage," and Sukuna's like, "Yeah, bro, that shit ain't happening." And then Gojo remembers that Mei is like showing this entire thing off like a fucking live stream.
Crazy, by the way.
Hilarious.
Yeah. I gotta wonder with Mei, right? At some point, you gotta experience some kind of diminishing returns with her services, and I wonder just like what Gojo's quote unquote value, or I guess Jujutsu's value with Mei is. Like, there's only so high a price she can set before it becomes like a detriment. So it's like, I want like $300 million to help you against Sukuna, and it's like, okay, so
here's the thing: her money comes from money that they're not giving them. Her money comes from the pay-per-views. Like, because you already set up, she's just bidding on the shit. Like,
Yeah.
she's just having people bid on it, and she's just reaping the reward. So, like,
Yeah.
Mei Mei is she's not asking for payment from them. She's getting paid from the situation that would happen
Right.
regardless.
But there's still like
And
a level of she has to give something, like she has to help them out in some way for them to like let it slide, because it's just weird that for her to just be watching without helping, I think.
Do you think
I mean,
so?
I mean, she was in the dojo, right, with Ui Ui
Yeah.
and Yuji slash Kusakabe. So like I'd assume there's something there, but
maybe. I mean, maybe I could see it.
because I remember when the Mei Game Master theory was going around, and I was like, it doesn't seem like something. Look, bro.
Where's the money in it?
Not even that, but it's like, assuming you lose or whatever, every party involved has somebody strong enough to just kill you. Like Gojo comes back, it's like, okay, you die, right? You know, he famously survived Bird Strike, right? Only one. Kenjaku or Sukuna is just like, all right, so money is useless now because we killed everyone. So you're next, I guess. So it's just like, I wonder. It's sort of like inverse, the inverse technique where it's like there's a limit and like a bottom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder like what that amount is for Mei Mei, like as like a service or independent contractor. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, for sure. Sleepy name, did they give the 14? Sukuna pulls a moderate and resists Kenjaku's curse technique. Now the Kreams, you just said a lot of gobbledygook, and I won't translate. Read Naruto. It basically means Sukuna will do some cool shit. That's all you need to know.
But yeah. So like what do you think Mei Mei's like? How does she walk the line?
Bro, I don't know. Who cares about Mei Mei? Let's be real, bro. Her job is to show this shit off and make some money.
Insane.
Maybe she transmits. Maybe she does a slight service to Yuta and the rest, and she translates, like she shows them what's happening from afar, so they can rush in if need be, bro. That's it.
Nah. I'd hope she or somebody else helps.
What's she gonna do, bro?
Yeah,
What's she gonna do?
I heard it. That's why I hesitated. Are you happy now? Is that what you wanted to hear?
Yes.
Insane.
Like all I'm saying is like listen, everybody has their role, right? And everybody that we want to help has ability, just raw strength or some other ability that makes them useful, right? And it's like, okay, Mei Mei's is only going to be surveillance here. So unless she's surveilling something different as well, which is very possible, she just can't help in combat, bro. Who the fuck is she gonna fight? Kenjaku? Yeah, okay. Arame is a stretch by itself, bro. And then, oh my god, bro, don't let the crows come out around Sukuna. He's gonna be in danger. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
let's be honest with ourselves. She fought the fucking smallpox deity and was like, wow, this is bad. Like, bro, nah.
I get it. Bro. Speaking of the other players for a bit, since it's gonna be a while until the next chapter. A part of me is really curious if Gege's gonna do a flash sideways or just a cut to somebody else right now, or if it's gonna be another flashback chapter.
Maybe.
I mean, my logic isn't necessarily anything crazy. It's just that like the fight has started the last two chapters, so I think getting over the initial, oh, let's go. It's like okay. We did the let's goes. Let's get into the meat or whatever.
No.
Hopefully.
Well, first of all, this is the meat. This is the meat of the fight.
13,
that's what I want.
13 more chapters to go before the infamous fucking Broken Ronin 15 chapter quota that Gege has to hit.
Bare minimum, by the way. Like, not the upper limit. It is the floor. But yeah. Anyways, I mean, that's why I say I'll take 2 or 3 more uninterrupted fight chapters, bro. That's all I'm saying. Like, you can explain some techniques, explain what they're doing, blah blah blah. But I'll take a couple more chapters straight uninterrupted. Now, does that mean that's what's gonna happen? No idea. I don't really know. I never know what Gege's gonna do, and I admit that for the most part.
Bro, crazy.
But
thought
I'll be
that
happy
just
if.
to me.
What?
You remember when Gojo launched the Hollow Purple? Do you think Sukuna?
No, I forgot about that.
Do you think hilarious? Do you think Sukuna defended Arame? Like do you think,
I mean, we talked about this. I mean, I imagine like just like it doesn't even matter about Sukuna's character. I imagine Arame's not dead. That's
Yeah,
it. I don't know how Arame survived. I just imagine Arame would not go out that
because like
unceremoniously.
for me, right, the answer I landed on was just, oh, she just gets behind Sukuna, right? It's not, it's like inaction on Sukuna's part, but like action on her part. I'm like, okay, that makes more sense to me.
Wait, what do you think happened? What do you think she did?
She just went behind Sukuna.
Sukuna did not block that shit, bro. He definitely ran out of the way. So that's
Think
why I
so?
think Arame had to run out of the way too. I think this goes back to last chapter. I definitely think he tried that shit, saw he was disintegrating, and moved.
Hmm.
But yeah, bro did not tank that shit at all. But I think like the simple reason is I don't think Sukuna cares about Arame all that much. It's not like really that. It's just I think probably as soon as she saw Sukuna do that, she's like, all right, I'll have to help him by dying first and then run away. Um, I mean, it's only because I can't see Arame being killed and there being no mention of it. Just, it happened. Move on. I just can't see it.
Hmm. Okay. Got you.
Yeah.
Um, you excited for the rest? Wait. First of all, do you agree? What do you? Hmm. Do you think the break is for the anime? He's cooking up some crazy art, or he's prepping for like a next phase of the fight?
I mean, I don't think I mean, it could be the anime. He could be helping work on productions there. It could be all the above. I mean, I also just think part of it is just Gege's been taking breaks more regularly now. It's
Mm.
probably just part of his schedule at this point, regardless of like big things. Um, I definitely. I mean, I don't know. If I had to guess, maybe anime combined with like trying to figure out where he wants the story to go from here. Like not just with this next chapter, but like what is the next, like you said, phase of the story or this final arc or whatever.
Overall, great chapter. I enjoyed it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 10 out of 10.
9 for me. Um, so sort of miscellaneous stuff. Half JJK related, half not JJK related. I'll start with the stuff that just isn't. Did you see the trailer for the Spider-Verse gameplay?
Oh yeah. Spider-Verse, the Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2, right? Sorry, the Spider-Verse thing is also happening at the same time, so I got my
Shit was
wires
pretty
mixed.
cool.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm very excited.
I will be playing.
Me too. I love the first game. You know what sucks? The Miles, like, what do you call it? DLC Part 2, like,
DLC or like a side game or whatever,
yeah.
whatever you want to call
It was like
it. 1.5.
yeah, wasn't it like a PS5 exclusive?
Maybe.
Because I played the first game on PS4, but then like I just sort of stopped playing video games, and then this Miles thing dropped, and I was like, is it still a PS4 exclusive, or like a PlayStation exclusive? I think I think I saw it was, and then I just watched the gameplay online. But now I'm seeing that the second game is going to be on PC, so I'm like, hold on.
Oh, is it going to be on PC?
God, now you got me doubting it. Hold on, let me look this up, dude.
Damn, bro, I hope not. I'm hoping this shit is exclusive to us PS5 owners as possible, bro.
Oh, wait, you're a console gamer? I thought you were a PC gamer.
I've never played. Okay, I've played like a game, like a video game, not like a computer game, like a video game on my computer, a literal handful of times.
Man,
like not more than 5.
This is new info for me,
bro. Up until like a couple of months ago, maybe like probably like half a year ago at this point, my computer couldn't even handle playing video games.
Oh like, yeah, dude,
that just wasn't the case.
Oh my god!
So, like even if I wanted to
y'all
be
don't
like a sweaty
understand
PC gamer,
how much of a miracle like BR's videos were the first like year or two of Broken Ronin, like the channel, like. Honestly, dude, you deserve a medal, or to be burned at the stake because what you did was witchcraft.
What I did was special, bro.
It was something.
But yeah, that Phantom Blade teaser. Listen, bro, that shit was so cool. I mean, locked in.
Yeah, I'm so excited to because the symbiote looks menacing, like. I saw this one guy on Twitter say, "Man, imagine Peter is Venom, like the suit just like goes crazy." I did see that. Yeah. Oh man, ooh, I don't know if you read the Miles Morales comics, but Venom. Do you mind?
Do I mind what?
Spoiler for like the Miles Morales comics.
I'm not a comics nerd, bro. I do not care.
So Venom is who killed Miles' mom in the comics.
Okay.
So
Damn, rip.
somebody floated the idea like, man, Peter has the potential to do something hilarious.
Nah, bro. Listen. Nah, that's crazy. Yeah, nah, that's gonna be quite wild if that is the case. Beer is a curse user. What? Nah, but yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Console's better, or at least I have consoles. That's it.
God, I'm gonna have to dig out my PS4. I don't even know where I put it, but
You can't play it on PS4.
Oh yeah, that's another. Fuck.
Dude. It's a PS5 exclusive.
Damn it, dude! I really wanted to play because the Spider-Man games are so fucking fun. Like especially because they're good now, like with story and everything. And I'm just like, let's go. I also really want to. Like I've been seeing the gameplay footage and seeing Miles glide. By the way, crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was cool. That's cool. Yeah, bro. Listen, I'll tell you how the game goes.
Yeah,
I'll let you know.
You do that.
Hey, bro. Listen, I know you can't play this shit, but I'm telling you, it's fun as hell.
So this is the other thing that I want to talk about. All right,
Okay.
arguably more important. What are your top 5 Ben 10 aliens? Because like,
What the fuck,
bro? I've been seeing a
bro,
lot
just say shit,
dude.
You just
hold
say
on.
shit.
There's a reason. I've been seeing a lot more Ben 10 on my timeline. I think on Instagram and on TikTok and on Twitter. And I don't know where this Ben 10 renaissance is coming from, but it feels good. I'm just like, hold on. Are we talking about like peak making a resurgence? I'm down for this. And
okay.
I think you and I have spoken about it like once or twice before, but never like really our favorites. Aside from like our top one, I'll go first. Favorite alien, Swamp Fire.
No, now, bro, if I say Swamp Fire, it looks like I'm copying.
Oh, that's why I went first. Number 2, Ghost Freak.
You're so lame. Jesus.
Fuck off. Ghost Freak
is such a fucking
great answer.
No, bro. Ghost Freak is so lame.
Bro,
Ghost Freak is so lame.
Those Ghost Freak episodes were chilling, by the way. Don't even lie.
All right. Bro, you got nightmares from Fairly Odd Parents episodes.
You
what
can't
you
tell
think
me.
is chilling
You can't
is
tell me.
baby material,
You can't
bro.
tell me. First of all, I was a kid. Second of all, you can't tell me that episode with
13,
the clown,
by the way.
with the clown and Ghost Freak, wasn't like crazy.
It wasn't crazy.
It
wasn't crazy.
You
It was a
crazy.
good episode. It was a good episode, bro. But it's I promise you, even as a child, I wasn't shaking in my boot. Oh my god, Ghost Freak in a like no, bro. Listen, it was good.
Bro.
It was a good listen. Okay, Ghost Freak. Okay, cool. So now we know that no matter what, my list is better. Continue. I don't even have my list yet.
Okay,
Go ahead.
number 3, Chroma Stone. Preferred him to Diamond Head.
Respectable.
The thing is, he just had cooler powers to me, like visually. It was like
Okay.
Diamond Head plus, basically, and he was like, he was just cool. All right, just pure cool for me. Loved Chroma Stone. Okay, I'm gonna say my honorable mention before I get to like the rest of my list, and that's Alien X. The problem with Alien X is that it is just it's a tough sell, right? Outside of like the initial, oh shit, it's Alien X.
Boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
It's an honorable mention, but it doesn't crack the list, like number wise.
Okay.
I just wanted to get it out there because I felt people were gonna ask.
Okay.
Okay.
Continue.
Number, I think, was it 4? Upgrade. Love Upgrade. I think.
Fine.
Bro, it had like the coolest fucking power. It's so simple, but I just loved it.
And coolest power.
Okay, if I had to transfer a power like from one of Ben 10's aliens for my day-to-day life, I would choose upgrades. Do you have any idea? You can buy like $100 phone or something, right? And use your powers to turn it into like a $3,000 phone.
Whoa.
Yes, whoa. That is a whoa worthy fucking.
Bro, you're gonna turn into a reseller with upgrades powers. That's
it's my
so
own
fucking lame.
Okay, let me paint
So
a visual
lame.
for you. Right?
Bro said, listen, bro,
hold
I
on,
could turn this $100 phone
hold on.
into a $3,000 phone and sell it back to you, bro. That's money.
Who said anything
That's money
it would be for my own use. This is how I know you don't. Okay,
bro.
You're making videos, right, on this computer. It's great. Now imagine if you could upgrade it. Think about how much your productivity would go up, dude.
Hey, bro. Yeah, it really, yeah, you're spitting, bro. Upgrade's cool. I don't know if he's my top 5, but upgrade's cool. For sure.
Anyway. The last one, I think I'm gonna go... Oh, no, but Swampfire takes care of that. I was gonna say Heat Blast, but Swampfire is just better Heat Blast to me.
I mean, yeah, like, in terms of practicality, yeah.
Because he was the best of Heat Blast and Wildvine with, like, none of their weaknesses. And he was...
I mean, yes. I agree, but I don't know if he's cool. Like, he is a stronger alien. I don't know if he's cooler. I'm trying to think about that. But continue.
Okay. God, a lot of Ben's aliens were really redundant. Like, Gray Matter and the Crab.
Brainstorm.
Yeah, Brainstorm were basically the same fucking alien. Minus, you know, like, what, the Brain Blast thing? Or whatever the hell it was called.
Yeah.
Accelerate and that weird wolf one, basically the same one. Jet Ray can only just fly.
Only just fly. Yeah, bro, you don't know ball at all. You don't even know what you're talking about, bro. Just saying shit.
Yes, the lasers are a factor, but like I'm comparing them to the rest of the class is like not fair.
Bro, don't understand that some aliens aren't meant for really big fights. That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? It's actually,
when you need to get across the universe, bro, go ahead and call up Swampfire. That'll really come in clutch.
Who's your universe fucking scaling alien?
Jet Ray, what the fuck? Who else would you pick?
Insane.
If you need, listen, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. If you need to get from point A to point B, the only person I'm picking besides Accelerate, who is in my top 5, is Jet Ray. And Jet Ray, to be honest, from a purely practicality standpoint, is better. It overall is a superior alien to Accelerate.
I really like Goop. Oh, shit.
Oh, my. Bro, talking shit about Jet Ray and said Goop.
No, hold on. I'm just running down the list. Don't fucking... Okay. This one's going to be a bit of a cop-out, but... We talking about aliens I'd rather turn it into? Because, like, so
Wait,
far...
Are we picking favorites or ones we'd want to have? Because that completely changes my list.
For me, like, the ones I'd want to have are a contributing factor, but they're not, like, the main thing. So I was just going off the ones I liked the most.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to just pick the ones I like the most, my favorites.
If I'm Wrath, it's got to be Wrath.
Wrath. Yeah, you... Listen. Yep. I'm shitting on a lot of your other picks. Wrath is a good one.
Yep.
Wrath is good.
Love Wrath.
Wrath is good.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah. Another shout out to Echo, especially Ultimate Echo.
Echo's cool.
Yeah.
Bro, put the pause on fucking Kevin, bro. That shit was crazy.
Crazy he did it with Echo. I can't, like honestly, Kevin should have retired.
Dirty, bro.
Yeah. Like, after that one, he's like, even if something else happens to Kevin, he can't go back after an Echo loss.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Oh, yeah,
favorite,
Chromastone
not
can
power.
fly. So Chromastone's my fucking flying across the universe pick.
Dude, oh, Jesus. You know what? I'm going to let you rock, bro. Ben has a lot of aliens that can fly. Not a lot of them are that fast when they fly, bro. I'm going to be real with you.
Please stop caping for Jet Ray like this.
Jet Ray is objectively Ben's fastest alien, bro. You can go ahead and get to the next planet in 20 years. I'm going to be traveling universes in seconds with Jet Ray. Like, I don't know what you want from me.
Big Chill is also awesome, but, you know.
Big Chill is cool.
Big Chill's a top 10 alien. He's not top 5.
I think I'd agree.
Okay, so you're top 5. Go.
Let's see. Accelerate.
There's no way you started off with Accelerate and not Swampfire, bro.
Accelerate.
This is how I know
Heat Blast. Heat Blast. Let's see. Diamond Head. Let's see. That's 3. Now,
bro, do you okay?
Let's see.
God, I can't even think of something more basic. You guys know that meme?
Feedback was pretty cool, but I don't know if he's top 5, bro.
Feedback was really cool. Top 5 is great. You can give him an honorable mention.
Hey, listen, bro. I'm thinking. Spider Monkey was actually pretty cool. He just got his ass beat a lot, so that lowers his stocks for sure.
I mean, you could give him the Ultimate Spider
I'll
Monkey
go.
buff, but to me, Ultimate Spider Monkey was low key
His design is worse.
Yeah, like you lose a lot of the mobility, not much more strength.
Yeah. Okay. Humongousaur or forearms? Humongousaur or forearms?
Why not way big?
Humongousaur or forearms, bro? What the fuck? Listen, bro. I need a little bit of fucking wiggle room from 0 to I'm fucking destroying everywhere I go. And way big is cool, but he just doesn't show up enough for him to have like really left an impact on me. Not at all, but like
to me, way big was always like the precursor to the role Alien X serves for Ben, where he's like
the final one, like last resort. Okay. Let's see.
Yes, the worst alien is Stinkfly though. Spit. Cameron?
No, there's like I could probably name 10 worse aliens. I'm gonna be real,
Upchuck is slightly more useful, like in battle, because he can redirect energy.
I don't even need to talk about Upchuck to get 10 that are worse, bro. But let me finish this list before I do. I'll go Humongousaur.
Oh God, you have such milquetoast picks, man.
Okay, bro. You pick Swampfire. And then I'll go.
You can still add Swampfire to yours, you know.
I know, and I will add Swampfire. Swampfire from my 5. That's it. All right. Yeah, bro. Anyways, Stinkfly is bad. Don't get me wrong, but Stinkfly is far and away the worst alien, bro. There's so many. You could get so much worse. God, you really can.
I feel like Omniverse really it added so much lore, but it really made you question if Ben was just picking these like really shitty aliens just to challenge himself almost, because it was like, look, man, the novelty of Ben getting a new alien was the most peak in the original series when he was a kid, right? I remember when he got the electric one, the original one, the one that looked like a little minion thing,
the battery.
Yeah. Love that, right? It was like, oh shit, new alien drop, let's go, right? By the time
even Cannonbolt was a new one.
Yes. God. But I just love that Ultimate Cannonball is like blunted spikes.
Just metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, God. Fucking hell, man.
All right, bro. Let me name. I'm gonna try to name 10 worst ones.
Hold on. Are we doing a Ben 10 aliens tier list right now? Because it sounds like that's what we're doing.
Kinda, but like here, 10 worse than what? Stinkfly, right? Okay. Ripjaws is worse.
No, he's so useful underwater.
Jet Ray better, unironically.
Oh my
God. But except Jet Ray does not fold immediately in any situation outside of water. Ripjaws, like what? He just swims, bro. Like what are we doing?
Can he communicate with fish? Is that like not a thing he can
do? Bro. He literally can swim and he can bite hard. Fuck out of here, bro. Ripjaws is one.
God, that stupid antenna was for a light, I think.
Yeah, bro. Spitter. I bet you probably don't even remember who he is. Ditto. Jesus Christ, this is just a worse Echo. All he can do is clone, nothing else. He's weak and he can clone himself. Cool, whatever.
Yeah, dude. Ditto was like the most obnoxious alien because it was just like the NPC alien. It was literally just, oh yeah, bro. Get ready.
Garbage.
For me to fight with myself and then change into a better alien.
You got Terraspin, turtle guy, garbage. Then you got Fast Track, who's literally a knockoff Accelerate, and I think only showing is getting clotheslined by some random guy. Whatever.
Hold on. Terraspin was not bad. He was one of the aliens that what's his name?
I know what you mean, though. He's one of the 5 aliens that guy was going after. He's so garbage. I literally spin my arms and blow air at you. Whatever. Trash. Get him out of here. Let's see. Who else? You remember this alien called Eatle, bro? I bet you don't.
Who?
Eatle.
Is that spelled IDLE?
No. EATLE. Eatle.
Eatle. Oh, my God.
Then you got Walkatrout. You have Ball Weevil, Crash Hopper. You have fucking Pesky Dust, Molestache, an alien literally named the worst. Chicken Hawk.
Bro.
Like, bro, you have a Ben 10 alien named the worst.
What are this guy's powers?
He's the worst.
indestructibility, enhanced durability, heat resistance, lava immune. This idiot is just like a tank. No fucking
So
offensive. Okay, wow.
yes. So like I said, Stinkfly isn't great, but dear God, he's nowhere near being the worst, bro. Like,
Bro.
yeah, it's just not the case, bro. Just not at all the case. Gut rot, toe pick,
Okay,
bullfrag. Like, what are we doing, man?
Oh, dude, this kills me. Uh, wait, what did you think of Ultimate Alien?
Good. I like all the Ben 10 series up until I don't care too much for Omniverse, but
I don't either.
granted I didn't. It's just whatever to me. I
think
don't have like a hate boner for it, but it's just like it's just kind of like who cares?
I grew out of it by that time,
Yeah.
and the animation style was just like too much, I think.
Yeah.
I did watch both live action Ben 10 movies back in the day.
I think I watched the one where he was a kid. No, I did watch both. What Alien Force version and the original.
Yeah.
Damn, I did. That's crazy. That's unfortunate how they did me like that.
Seeing Ben 10's aliens like CGI'd was
Very strange.
yeah. I don't think you're meant to see it like gray toned, man.
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah.
One of my favorite like things that Ben 10 ever did in Ultimate Alien was just it was always the answer like I wonder what the Omnitrix can do. Like the question was how can they combine aliens, right? But they kind of answered a different question, which is can they evolve them?
Yeah.
And I always liked that. It's really.
I mean, I think
cool.
I think aliens are combined in the original series. Granted, it's not of his own will. It's one of his
glitches, right?
his enemies. Yeah, ends up combining them to get some pretty ass combinations.
They all just
to
look like Kevin
honest.
Levin rejects, really.
One was a Stinkfly forearms combo. One was a Diamond Head and Gray Matter combo, and the other was a Rip Jaws Heat Blast combo. That shit was sad.
Did you like Vilgax in like the new series? Like
What, Omniverse?
No, in like the Ultimate Alien era, or like the
I don't remember him being that big of an antagonist. He kind of just got bodied every time he showed up.
You know what the best Ben 10 episode is?
No. Why don't you go ahead and tell me?
Alone Together. It's where Ben and that like lead wasp guy were stranded on like that desert planet.
I don't remember that one at all.
Ben replaced his arm. He convinced like the rest of his tribe that maybe eugenics wasn't poggers.
You mean like the like? Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. The ones that was the like the race of aliens that like kidnapped their grandpa, right?
Yeah. God, the hybrid. There we go.
Yeah, hybrid.
God, I forgot that's what
Y'all gotta have a cartoon stream at this point. Listen,
we
bro.
got him, bro.
Cartoon stream would go crazy, but I also know I would simply fight Kreams over some of his sakes. Quick question, all right?
Mm-hmm.
If we did do a tier list, right? We agree Spongebob is above almost everything else without exception, right? Can we agree on that? This just lets me know what my temperament should be going in. If I need to be hostile or if I maybe can understand that you are a man of reason.
I think it's definitely top 2, top 3.
Okay. I can work with that. I can work with that. Like, top 2, top 3. I can work with that.
Yeah. Like
Aang watches SpongeBob. I will. Oh, okay. Let me pull back, bro. Let me pull back. No, the fuck he doesn't.
You're talking about
SpongeBob,
in a fight,
like,
or
first of all, it's no either way. To be honest with you, it's crazy how that's like actually no regardless. But SpongeBob. Yeah, listen. SpongeBob is above Avatar and Teen Titans, and that's not something I say lightly. Those are both great. SpongeBob is simply better, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
I have Teen Titans in like A tier. I liked it.
I may have to beat your ass now. That's crazy.
Okay, you know what it was? When I was a kid, like I was already really into comic books, and the whole like no Batman, no other heroes thing fucking grated me. Like it actively deterred from my enjoyment because I'm like, dude, why is Batman letting his like 14-year-old sidekick do all this shit? This seems like, bro, call him, you know?
Yeah. And bro's got his hands full in Gotham, bro. He can't help.
God.
Bro, it falls off after season 5. Here's the thing, though. Like, Avatar does not have 5 fucking seasons, right?
Has 4.
And Teen Titans, is it only 3 books?
Oh my god, yes. Sorry, I thought it was like.
And Teen Titans has 5 seasons, right? So even let's say you only count SpongeBob's first 5 seasons, it has more peak seasons than Avatar. And I'm gonna be honest, right? Okay, here's how I would put it, right? SpongeBob is like an almost a nearly unrivaled comedy, right? Teen Titans and Avatar are trumped to me by many narratives in fiction, like just narrative character-driven stories, right? They are not the best at that. However, I can't really think of a thing in my mind, right, that I'm like, oh, this is easily, or like I'm soundly saying this is funnier than SpongeBob is. I just can't think of one. So like when we're looking at how these things function in their roles, SpongeBob as a comedy, and then like Avatar and Teen Titans as like these narrative-driven shows, I could probably name 10 narrative-driven shows that are better than those. I can't name 10 comedic-centric series that are better than SpongeBob. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. It can't. I don't know what to tell you, bro. If you think you can name 10, you're lying. Go rewatch it, bro. Go rewatch SpongeBob.
I mean, we got to do a cartoon tier list. Honestly, that seems
we
like...
do.
Yeah,
we do.
This seems like a sign.
If you don't think that SpongeBob is easily top 5, I'm seriously imploring you, don't even argue with me. Rewatch the show, because you clearly don't remember it. Just rewatch it, bro. Just rewatch it. Because it's like so... Like, bro, listen, I'm going to be honest, right? How many times are you seeing Avatar or fucking Teen Titans referenced, right? Just in the current state of the world, right? I've seen 10 SpongeBob memes, references, or reaction images since I've been scrolling Twitter during this podcast, bro. Like, there's a reason. It's because SpongeBob is just like that. It's just different. Powerpuff Girls greater? Linda. I don't know how to say this.
Listen,
Powerpuff Girls might not be in the discussion.
You know, I'm going through
Any fandom better.
Going through a list right now. I already know what like my top. I'm not gonna commit too hard, but like immediately shows that stand out as like favorites for me are the original Avengers cartoon. I don't know if you ever caught that. It was amazing.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Yes.
That was peak. That was peak.
Yeah.
Hold on, bro. Listen, chat. Don't talk to me about narrative-driven shows like Teen Titans or Avatar when they're not even getting about Spectacular Spider-Man, bro.
Yes, that was the second one. Yep.
Don't talk to me, bro. They're not even better than Spectacular Spider-Man.
Dude, Spectacular
Get out of my
Spider-Man
face.
Different, dude.
Get out of my face.
And
you
lastly,
can't talk.
Bro, honestly,
okay, go ahead,
the last one was the Justice League cartoons. I'm just lumping Unlimited and the original.
Bro, Teen Titans might not even be top 3 superhero media. Teen Titans might not be top 3 cartoons of its era, bro. That's crazy.
If y'all have watched the original cartoon, I'll say like this is my test, right? If it could hold up while I'm an adult, it gets boosted like crazy. And let me tell you, the original Justice League cartoon goes impossibly harder when you're an adult.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, bro. It's simply but fucking insane. Rick and Morty is a cartoon. Rick and Morty's not scratching my top 25. Get that?
It really isn't. Yeah.
Like, listen, bro. It's an entertaining show. Like, it's good. It's solid.
Are you caught up?
No. Get that shit. Like, we're talking about top tier cartoons, and you talk about Rick and Morty, bro. I gotta ban you for that. Yeah, bro.
Oh man, this tier list is gonna be fun, man.
The animated Spider-Man series was better than Spectacular Spider-Man, so I can't confirm that. I need to watch that because that was before me.
I watched it. I loved it. It's definitely
better than Spec-Spy?
It's a different kind of good. Like,
okay.
Spectacular Spider-Man just takes place while he's in high school. The Spider-Man cartoon takes place with him like in college, and like as an adult even. So he's in the conversation with marrying Mary Jane. He knows the Fantastic Four. Like it's it's like a whole universe. Like they meet the Beyonder. Like the Avengers are there. Like you're talking like it was the MCU before the MCU basically.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll be real. Someone's disrespecting Spectacular Spider-Man chat. I'll be real. If that shit finished the way the writers and everybody wanted it to that was producing the show, it probably would be the best cartoon ever made. I'm not gonna lie to you. If it just kept on the same track of quality it was before, it might have just been over for everything else superhero related, bro. Cause even no. Boondocks, that's true. What do you mean?
Yeah, I wanted. God, there's some on here that are just kind of nostalgia bait for me, like Superhero
Give me the tier list
Squad.
you're looking at. Superhero Squad.
Because it was so
even as a
fun for
kid,
me.
I felt too old for it, bro.
Like,
even as a kid, I felt too old for it. I felt like
know.
it was babying me, man.
I know, but it was just like again, this is like as a comic book kid, right? I was fiending for like some of my like comic book like favorites to show up on screen, and Superhero Squad did it first. Like, and I was like, oh, man, seeing Miss Marvel, like animated, like just not in again, right? I know it sounds impossible now, but this is Carol Danvers even before she's Captain Marvel. Right? Captain Marvel. This is like when she was Miss Marvel still, and seeing her in like the cartoon was like groundbreaking for me, earth shaking.
Yeah.
So
said Chowder. Get that shit out of my face. I'm looking at it now. Chowder. We talking about top tier shows, and you talking about Chowder,
dude.
Oh nah,
Camp
bro.
Laz logo's harder than Chowder.
All right, well, relax, okay.
You didn't like Camp Lazlo? That's cute.
Camp Lazlo was such a I will only watch it if literally nothing else is on show. Ooh. It's literally just bro, it's 3 a.m. I shouldn't be up. I guess I'll let this put me to sleep.
I'm telling you right now, I might make a case for Ultimate Spider-Man. I'm not gonna fall on my sword. I'm not gonna fall on my sword for it, but I did really enjoy it.
Bro, like, there are some good moments, but as a show, generally speaking, it is so mediocre. Chat, what y'all know about Tom and Jerry, by the way? Like, what do y'all know about, like...
Ooh.
See, I feel like Tom and Jerry is a good litmus test for, like, how just cultured you are. Because if you don't fuck with Tom and Jerry, you think it's boring, you think it's whatever, I simply know you're too immature to talk to me about this. You simply don't get it.
How you feel about what's it called? It was right in front of me. Regular Show.
Oh, that's really good, bro. I don't know now.
Solid.
It's really good. It's really good. It's at least A tier. I could see an argument for S tier. I could see an argument for S tier, but it's a really, 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 really good show.
Yeah. Yeah. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, bro. Tom and Jerry greater than SpongeBob? Don't push it, bro. Don't push it.
Should we do this next week or the other one we have?
We can do it. We can do this on break week. I think this is gonna be fun.
Okay.
Chat. Okay, go ahead. Yeah,
I was gonna say like because the original idea is like technically more on brand. Fuck, but this one seems more fun. Yeah, let's do this one.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see. What are y'all talking? Looney Tunes? The Looney Tunes show? Peak. So good, bro.
Batman Beyond also peak. Oh god, there's a lot of bangers here. You know what's gonna kill me? There is a certain subsect of these shows that really fall off after like a crazy run. So for example, I think I'm trying to find a good example here. Okay. No, that's too controversial to just end on. I was gonna say American Dragon Jake Long, but it's like the beef is with the animation, not with the story.
Keep that shit out of my face. I don't care.
Really?
Get that out of my face. I don't give a fuck about that show at all. Zero care, whatsoever.
Figured you would say some shit like that.
Whoa, why that? What was that?
Nothing. Anyway, thanks for coming out, guys. Great episode, fun. We'll see you next week for, I guess, the cartoons tier list. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you thought of the chapter. Like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah.
Appreciate you coming out. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace.